In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the final frontier of collecting. Welcome to Tape Heads. It starts now.
What's up, guys? I'm glad to see Charles is back with us. Finally.
Woo!
I'm here. I am Mexican now, but I'm here.
Okay.
You've expatriated.
We have Mikey and Ray and
Yo.
Carter and Nico with us. What do you guys
Hola,
want to do
¿cómo
first? You want to go
estás?
over? We're going to do the top 10 movies of 1986. And we have the market report. Where do you want to start?
I think we should start where every insider wants to start. I want to hear about what Ray did, what Ray is anticipating receiving, if he's willing to talk about it. Should we wait until it's in hand? Is this something that you're willing to discuss now?
Yeah, dude, I'll talk about it. I got a Star Wars 1984 two-tone. It was up for $200. I offered $5K, and they accepted immediately. And I was pretty stoked. And then the guy, of course, messages me an hour later saying that people are messaging him saying that it's a $60,000 tape, and he wanted more money. So I don't know which fucker out there was messaging him, but I paid
Also,
this guy
most
more.
top sales say that's $60,000, so that's a little ridiculous.
It's probably
Yeah. And
No, it could be. It was in beautiful shape. It's in beautiful shape, but nothing proves that.
nothing proves that, but it was a
Yeah.
good pickup. I mean, it was a good pickup. That's a good one.
Fantastic pickup, that's for sure.
I think it was a good price still, but I feel I got a little bit fucked.
No.
I think the seller
No,
almost
you
got
didn't.
fucked, but I think your price was all right.
Yeah, I feel like you got a good price for it, but also I get the little feeling of saltiness because it's like, hey, fuck you guys. I got a good
course.
deal. Stop
You thought-
trying to
you thought
ruin
you
it.
had it. Yeah.
But look, I didn't
Yeah, and
offer
Ray,
him
you
nothing.
save lives for a
I offered
living,
him
so
thousands
anyone
of
deserves
dollars.
a good deal.
That was
Anyone deserves a
probably
good deal, too.
infinitely more than what he expected to get.
Yeah,
And,
true. True enough.
And I didn't twist his arm to accept my offer.
And
Right,
you
I
save
mean-
lives for a living. And you save lives.
I deserved it. I deserved
For
it.
sure, you did deserve that. Plus, it's just like knowing what you're looking at, is part of it. So it's like if somebody doesn't know what they have, I mean, don't totally rip them off. But I think that $5,000 is a lot of money. So I mean,
Exactly.
I think it was a good offer, and I think I don't like when sellers do that either, but I think where you landed on was okay still. I get it still sucks though. There's a lot of sharks out there, so you gotta be careful.
Well, I would say this. I mean, yeah, sure, there are a couple of big auction tapes, but there's still asymmetrical risk buying VHS, So I'm putting $8,000 into something that, has had a lot of hype, but I think still has yet to be proven. So again, I'm adopting risk,
Absolutely.
Well, and hold on. People are they're less risk averse today in their heads, regardless of whether or not that's a reality about VHS because of the CGC news.
Mhm.
This may be the worst week to buy, period. Right?
Hey,
Yeah.
Ray,
the stock
don't feel
market
bad.
crypto
I mean,
down so much.
people like Mikey and me put $100,000 in VHS, and everybody thought we were crazy and wasn't going to go anywhere. So, there you go. So I think you're all right.
It's a spooky time right now with how the market's looking just in general, not the VHS market, the stock market, the crypto market,
Everything.
inflation, all of that. But that could also mean that people want to park their money in collectibles because they like having things that they can touch. Versus
tangible
some
assets, man.
currency.
Without getting too far afield, I think you guys are all pretty shrewd collectors, investors. You would agree with me that traditionally, when it's a down economy, when there's inflation, that's precisely what people do is park money in things like art, and collectible prices become very solid for whatever reason.
Totally agree.
Sometimes.
I think
It
that's true.
wasn't that way in
Yeah.
2012 during the housing crisis. I mean,
Housing crisis was different.
Yeah,
I
that
know, it a
was
little
way
bit more
different.
extreme, but who knows how bad this could get.
Yeah.
So it's still a spooky time. But the thing is most people are richer than they've ever been right now, by a lot. So, even if people's, are down 20% of their net worth now from when they from just a few months ago. They've doubled their net worth already. So it's really not that bad.
It's like a Tale of Two Cities. It's the best of times, worst of times.
Yeah. That's about as far as I got
nice.
into the Tales of Two Cities was that line.
Hey, just think of it as a good time to. If there's something out there that you're eyeing, have been eyeing for a long time, it's probably a good time to start looking for it, and maybe picking it up in the next month or so while things are kind of flopping around. Especially if it's something like you've really been eyeing for a long time, like a Star Wars tape you mentioned. It's probably a good time to be like, all right, let's go ahead and pull the trigger if we want one, because it is risky. But I mean, I think right now it's still going to be some of the best prices you're going to get for a lot of these high-end tapes that are kind of rolling around right now. So.
Which is funny that you say that, because I have this like Star Wars tape for sale for $25.
Wow. Mikey said he's going to buy it for $150 like right now.
Yeah, 150 grand. That's my standing offer, but you have to accept it right this second. It passed. It passed.
Oh, shit. Yeah, never seen anybody lose $150,000 so fast.
On.
You ready?
Yeah, where do you guys want to start? You want to do the top movies, or you want to do the market report?
We've been talking market. You want to start there?
Yeah. Let me pull it up.
Market, let's spark it.
I like the market report. So fresh, so clean, so now.
It has less fun gifts this time. I was short on time. Just forgive me. So what do we have to start with? Okay, so Weird Science. Funny enough, when we talked about Weird Science last week, these were the photos I used. Apparently, they were from an active listing, and it sold.
That sold pretty damn well.
That's a good price.
Yeah.
Because that's
Holy
MCA
moly.
Universal on it, so that's a 90s release of the movie.
Yeah.
So that's pretty damn good.
That's a pretty later release with the, like Mikey said, with the Universal, and that's high dollar for that. That's a good I mean, granted, the block MCA box is rare, but still, that's a good price.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. What the deal with why they were all so close together up here was.
Okay, it's not that. It's the look of the watermark. I mean, it just got.
Oh,
stretched.
you mean I get what you're saying.
MCA Universal on it instead of just.
What is
MCA.
that though? Isn't the watermark usually like stretched out all along the side? It just seems like they're all cramped up at the top.
That one's okay, and that's about the time like MCA Universal became a combo company late '89, early '90, and that's when you started seeing these other watermarks, and that's when they started changing some of the boxes. So,
Okay, I was looking at a tape that was from the '80s. It was MCA Universal, and I got confused, and it took me a minute to know the difference between the MCA Universal and MCA Home Video watermark. Now, is this a case? Do you think this is a case of buyers not knowing and being confused by the watermarks?
I do.
What do you think?
I think that the person who bought this maybe thought it was a little earlier than it is. This is a correct listing as an 86, which would be the box, but this is more like a 90, 91 release with the Universal.
Okay,
and we see that happen more and more, and that's maybe what happened here.
For people who maybe just stumbled upon the show, or they're not complete and total psychopaths like the people on the panel, can you explain how we can have a box from one year and watermarks from a different year?
Yeah.
And why that matters?
Well, generally what happens with a lot of these boxes, so like when you do a box for a release, it's an expensive process. You have to go through an advertising company. You have to make sure it actually matches what the company wants. So a lot of times in the 80s, when they're being more expensive, somebody like MCA, they would create this box in 1986, right? But, I mean, since they already have the box made and it's easy to crank them out, most of the time nobody ever changed the boxes unless something happened with the company. It changed names or ownership or something. So, like in this case, they still kept this block, it's called the block, the MCA logo like that, and they probably just kept cranking out releases of this through 87, 88, 89, 90, and then when they finally merged with Universal Studios, they became MCA Universal Home Video, and that's when they changed their watermarks. So that's kind of what happens here. So probably like 90, when they did this, they were like, all right, well now we're MCA Universal, now our watermark has to be MCA Universal, but we still have all of these Weird Science boxes. So we're going to keep using these because we don't need to print more yet. So that's kind of what happens.
So that's how they get you.
Yeah. You know, the 80s were a weird
If they
time.
had the other watermarks, then I would have been bidding, and it would have went for a lot more.
Yeah. I think it would have went for more, but I still think the person who bid this maybe didn't realize what later it is.
Right.
But I mean, if you find an actual like early with the MCA wrap on it and everything, that's a big dollar tape. I might be saying that's a hard to find
Especially
one.
wrap around. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So you think several thousand
If it had wrap around,
for the wraparound?
oh dude,
2,500,
yeah.
5K.
I'd buy it.
I'd buy it. I'd buy it at 5 to 7. Like
You pay
my
5 to 7.
Yeah.
Okay, just make it
In good shape with no
and-
visible damage. I would probably throw.
Neither
7
of you
in.
have seen it, right?
I've
Ever?
seen one.
You have seen one?
Just one. I've seen one beta too of it. So
Yeah.
Alright.
And I again, just for people who maybe tuned in the first time because they're like, all right, whatever, fine, they're right. CGC is going to grade the tapes. I'll take a look. When we talk about people just seeing one tape, we mean the insiders from Insider Baseball have seen one copy of a sealed tape, sealed beta, one copy of a sealed Weird Science VHS, first print, period. And you guys, the best collectors in the hobby, right, Charles?
Yeah, we
Mikey?
look every day.
I look a
Nonstop.
lot. I'm still
Yeah.
pretty in tune with a lot of the bigger collectors too, and there's not many floating around.
And Charles, how long have you been doing this for?
VHS, 20 years.
Yep. You've seen one?
I've seen one and one beta. Yep.
Wow.
That's all you need to know.
Okay. Cool.
As you
All
get
right.
farther, I've seen a lot more MCA Universal ones.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
because
I'm sure.
Those are cranked, but if I ever saw one of those, I would probably, I'd explode and be like, "Here's money, take it,
Yeah.
run away."
All right, let's see what else we have. Turtles with turtle
Oh, that's good
watermarks.
money.
What do you guys think about this?
This tape's been on a tear. All of a sudden, it went down to like $100 a tape, and now they're up to like the $300-400 mark. Any explanation for that, or does this just sort of explain the fluctuation in price tags as copies of tapes just disappear?
There's one on Comic Connect auction, isn't there? Right now, it's up to like 1,300 or something, isn't there?
Yeah, that's what I mean. They just am I missing something? I mean, I know there's a
Yeah,
difference
this is
between the
like
ones
a-
that are embossed, like there's a raised cover one, I
I
think.
got a case of these in storage, so I don't know.
Now, these are
Charles
tapes
is
that
trying
like
to
always do well in like major auctions, but don't do well on eBay.
Right. Yeah.
But now they're starting to do well on eBay.
And the opposite
30 is
seems to
pretty
be that
good.
the weird tapes do good on eBay, but not at some of the major auctions. So
Yeah. No, you're right.
I've known that firsthand. Trust me, it's okay.
Yeah, I remember
That's
shrugging my
Charles and I fight
shoulders.
for them.
Yeah,
That's good.
I shrugged my shoulders at this at $100. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I've seen a ton of them.
Yeah.
And like I said, I actually have like a case of them. That's no joke. Just because they went up and then they went back down. When they went back down, I bought a whole bunch of them. So they're kind of in storage.
I know we've talked about this one before too, and isn't the FHE one the one that's like more common, so it's less valuable?
I couldn't tell you.
Then
There's
it
the Alien.
sells for less than
Alliance.
the Canadian.
Alliance, yeah, the Alliance.
Yeah.
one.
And then
Okay.
there's also another one where it's embossed, like the turtles are embossed on it.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
that's what I thought. We'll see though. These
You know-
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle tapes are going to be
Turtles
interesting.
is one that is always going to have a fan base too, though. So I think you're running into a lot of people who maybe collect turtle stuff too, and just realize, oh, VHS stuff's cool. So you may have people trying to get these for their turtle collections now too. So
Good
Absolutely.
crossover,
Hey,
yeah.
can I ask the panel a question now about, because I think this will sort of be a good opportunity to do that. So a lot of times you see what I can only describe as kind of like derivative tapes. So there's the Vanilla Ice Turtles wrap tape, right? They're not really like sequels. They're just sort of like
spin-offs.
spin-offs. Yeah. Do you think that there's a real future for some of those? I mean, are those the kind of things that you shy away from? Are those things that you buy if the price is right? Or does anybody have any opinion about that? Because I'm seeing more and more of those kinds of tapes as I sort of familiarize myself with the offerings that are online, and they're interesting for me.
There is one tape, George, that is related to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that like I think is really cool and way rarer than like the Vanilla Ice one and like the Christmas tour or whatever they did. It's like related to the Los Angeles like metro line.
Oh wow!
Charles, do you
Oh,
know
that
what I'm
demo
talking about?
tape, right? Yeah, on using the Metro line or something, right?
Yeah. It's like a totally random, very local tape. but
Those are my
somehow
kind of
has
tapes, the weird
TMNT
shit.
they just got the turtles like featured on it.
It's pretty cool.
I think it has legs though, like some of those like spin-off tapes.
I agree. I mean, I think that anything that's going to have a known title on it, or even like a known subject matter, like the Turtles, there's always going to be a market for it. Somebody's always going to want that for their collection, you know? Kind of like Star Wars or Indiana Jones, like we're saying. Somebody's going to be like, oh, that's got, you know, the Turtles. I want that. So I think they're fun. And to me, I think I mean, maybe they're not bringing as much, but I think they're cooler when I see them in people's collection. When they show me something random, like, here's the Turtles doing the transit system. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. And
Yeah, I love it.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, some of the documentaries about movies have fascinated me recently. I saw one that was posted that I probably should have bought. It was like the documentary about the Terminator, but I didn't see watermarks. I didn't pay that much attention.
oh, is that making of one from Interglobal, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no watermark on those, but they're a cool tape.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love those. I think they're super interesting.
Yeah, Interglobal had some really cool box arts, and none of theirs had watermarks, but then they had some cool box arts, all of them.
Nice.
I would say about these tapes, these Pizza Hut, whatever, like common tapes, is I think they're good to get, but you got to get them in like the highest grade you can possibly find them. You can probably just like sort through a whole bunch of them and just buy like the most, pristine copy.
Totally good call.
Store that one.
For sure. I would agree. I was also wondering too, like I know I commonly see tapes that were like US releases, and then we know there's a Canadian release of this. And I always wonder if there's like UK releases of this stuff, because someone told me recently, and I guess I can't verify 100% that it's true, but I found these comic books, licensed comic books or coloring books, sorry, of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it didn't say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They replaced the word ninja with hero, and I was like, okay. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. What the fuck is that? But they were real licensed TMNT stuff. It's just they were UK prints. So apparently they didn't like to use the word ninja. They just replaced it with hero. And now I'm sitting here wondering, is there a tape that doesn't say ninja on it?
Well, no, I mean when you get to foreign releases like the UK, the titles are all going to be the same, unless it's some sort of a translating thing, UK titles had their own releases, but they don't really coincide with the US because it's a different region. They always had a different distributor and a different release date most of the time.
Well, for kids' toys in the UK, you couldn't use the word ninja, so they had to go with for legal reasons. They had to go with hero.
Wow.
Oh, that's an
really
interesting situation. Yeah,
that's really interesting.
Yeah, Juke, you're on to something smart there.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Like I just learned that about the ninja hero thing, and now I'm like, there's got to be a tape somewhere, right, that says that instead of
maybe
ninja.
there is. It's a good one to hunt out.
Okay, so I would say this as far as comics go, the second indie, the second indie title to be really hot is probably Spawn. So how long before Spawn. The 97 Spawn movie VHS is a thing?
I don't know. You run into that problem with 90s VHS. We always joke to avoid them because unless they're like a demo tape or something, they were just mass produced. But who knows, right?
Tell it to New Mutants 98 and
dude, that's what I always think about, is what 5 years from now I'm going to look back and be like, I could have had 17 boxes of those that they're now $500 a tape, and instead I didn't buy them at $20 a piece because I thought they were too common, and what those tapes are going to be. And frankly, I just don't know. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, without beating the dead drum, maybe we should keep moving.
Well, I'm going to tell Juke that Juke, you are right, because there is a VHS called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. There is one.
No shit.
I just found there's a PAL one that's used for sale, and it's called that. It's the cartoon series, but they're out there.
I fucking knew it. All right. Thank you. Moving on.
I don't know anything about Pokemon, but
me neither. But I cannot believe these.
I'm not poking no mom for $300. I'm just saying.
Right.
All right.
Late 90s tape. I cannot believe that they are going for this. But it is Charizard. So from what I understand about Pokemon, which is very little, that's the one everybody wants. And it has watermarks, which
It's a
I've
cool
sold a lot of
watermark.
Pokemon tapes, and a lot of them don't have watermarks, so that's good.
And before everyone realized that there was a shit ton of these, there was like, they would sell for $1,000, $2,000. I think it peaked at, but then they went down like even lower than 300. So now it looks like they're creeping right back up, and I mean they deserve to. It's Charizard. So yeah, all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that
it's
that
not
tape
my area.
going to be the one that Logan Paul like kind of like
Blings
dangles
out and
from
turns
his
into a
neck?
necklace.
Yeah.
And I guess if you want one, I mean, I guess this one with the Pioneer watermark is the cool one to have because a lot of these don't have watermarks, like you said. And
One has a little sticker on it that says
Yeah,
there's a
sticker,
mini
man.
comic inside.
yeah, and you don't see Pioneer watermark very much. They didn't do their own distributing for very long, so that's a cool watermark to have anyway.
Yeah, so that's I guess another interesting thing. We've seen this one's got a comic in it. There's a Batman Begins, I believe, that has a comic book in it. There's tapes that have Pokemon cards in them. There's the snow globe on Fargo.
I know there's like a couple of the animated X-Men too that I think have posters in them that everybody's always after.
There's also a Halloween snow globe too that's hard to find. It's a later release, but Anchor Bay released a Halloween issue that had a Halloween snow globe, and those are like impossible to find sealed.
That's wicked. Okay, see what else.
Yeah, I think that stuff's neat.
Okay, so these, I just wanted to throw this in here because I remember months and months ago, I bought some of these late prints. These are like the 90s prints, like the Gateway or whatever.
Yeah, the gateway releases.
And everyone was like, I bought like 8 of them for $300. And everyone was like, oh, I don't know. I wouldn't have done that. Like, you ever paid for those? So this was on the sold listings, $300 for 4 of them. And the same day that these sold, mine also sold for $700 for all 8 of them.
Well, I need to go back then because I have about 60 of these in storage, and I could never sell any of them because they were never selling. So I guess I'll go back and sell some.
Right. So I don't know if it was just because somebody is buying up all the Gateway prints, or if they just sold because it was Friday the 13th. But this lot and my lot of 8 and another lot of like 4 or 5 or 6, I don't remember, all sold on like Friday the 13th. So
I've been saying Friday the 13th is going to be a dark horse for a while because they were way underpriced. A lot of the Friday the 13th are way underpriced, and just seeing how much Nightmare on Elm Streets go for in any of the boxes that are media, etc. These have great cover art. I think that they're getting around where they're fairly priced now, like where they should be.
yeah, I just couldn't believe it. I was like mini celebrating. I was like, hey, Nico, remember when everybody told me that I overpaid for these? I just doubled my money on them.
Well, yeah, they were selling for $25-$30 a piece at one point. A few months back, they had
Yeah,
dropped.
I know. It was crazy. But I don't know. I just had a feeling that like even.
You were trying to be nice to a lady who you met on Facebook. That's exactly what happened.
That too.
And I'm such a, my whole thing is horror. I'm a horror nerd. And if I find anything like Friday the 13th that's under $100 for a single tape, I'm going to buy it. I mean, that's just how I am because I love horror. And I'm going to hoard all this stuff. So if anybody wants to buy them, you might as well start trying to get them because they're going to end up in my little special storage area just full of stuff.
Okay, let's see what else. Rookie of the Year. I never heard of this. You guys will have to fill me in.
Oh my
here.
gosh, Rookie of the Year. Come on.
That's
Yeah,
the
I
kid.
can't
That's
believe
the
that
kid
that
from
was-
American
Super
Pie.
size.
Before
Okay, but-
American Pie.
I
All
met
right,
him
so
once. He smelled like onions. but
What's
that's
his
a different
face?
story.
Who's the sealed nostalgia guy that was on here one time and then he disappeared?
Oh yeah, Jordan.
Jordan.
Our boy
Jordan was
Jordan.
Jordan was obsessed with this.
Where
Like
did he
literally.
buy it?
I don't know, dude. He was like fucking jumping up and down on like his IG page or something talking about it.
I mean, it could be really tough. It could be one of those really tough tapes.
Well,
I've never seen
Pablo
another one.
was
I've never been looking for
Pablo
it.
was excited about it too. I saw he posted it on IG. There were a lot of cool tapes that came out of Canada this week, and I don't understand why this is a $2,000 tape. Can someone
$1,500.
educate
Well,
$1,500.
1500.
1,500.
Canadian.
Well,
500.
16 with
How
shipping
about
and all
a
that.
$500 tape? I wouldn't understand why someone would pay
Yeah, that's
$500
kind of
for
where
it.
I'm at. $1,500 for that.
Dude, if I saw that thing at $100, I would have skipped. But
Right.
maybe it really is that cool. Like I remember when the Deadpool came up for auction, and like I was like, I'm not bidding on that dumb thing. And now I wish I just bid 10 grand on it. So
Yeah.
it could be something really cool. I don't know.
Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year is a known movie. I'm not the biggest fan, but it is a movie. Came out in 94, 95, and there is a huge fan base for that movie.
And
Mainly
sports people love it. If the
Sports
sports
people.
people love it, then like It's going to be a big thing. That's why you got to buy those Michael Jordans. You got to buy the Space Jams. You got to do that kind of stuff because sports buyers are going to buy those.
Yeah, I missed.
It's kind of like the Sandlot. It came out around the same time as the Sandlot, and a lot of people like nowadays, sports fans of baseball, like Rookie of the Year and Sandlot. So it's kind of like
I get Sandlot, and I get Bad News Bears, and maybe I just haven't seen
Major League.
So Major League, I fucking absolutely get that. That makes
Major
a lot
League's
of sense to me.
This was popular though, man. Nico, this was a popular movie when it came out.
Okay,
so.
See, and I just may have been the wrong age for it.
Yeah.
And for the record, Jordan may have been the perfect age for it because I'm an old fuck and he's clearly younger than me. So that may explain all of it. And Mikey just may be too young.
I was too. Yeah, I came out in '93. I wasn't around.
I don't get the prize, but I'm hoping whoever got this is something they really wanted because that's kind of what it seems like. There's a couple people who probably really wanted this. So I see 11 bids, so hopefully it goes to a good home. That's kind of what I'm hoping.
I like the sticker too. What is this about?
I do too.
Watch
like
and wear.
Oh, studio store stuff. That's cool. I love those stickers. You know, those random promo stickers for stuff.
That's the first time I've seen that one, so that was cool. Let's see what else.
Interesting.
Okay, so Star Wars: A New Hope.
Full disclosure, I got that one. Did I do okay?
Yeah, I think so. No, the seal looks a little messed up, but
It's a little weird.
And you can clean up that sticker as long as it's not ripped really underneath it. You can clean that up pretty well.
But this is an easy cleanup, though. I think this will be an easy flip one down the road too. I mean, this is one that looks deceptively, I think, in worse condition than it is because of that.
That's
sticker.
what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's a little rip though, right next to the sticker.
That's exactly right. Yeah,
I do want to say something about Rookie of the Year real quick. There were 6
those are
individual
vin holes,
bidders on
Mikey. That's a vin hole, not a tear though. That's a vin hole on it. It looks like it's stretched a little bit.
You're right, because there's one on the other side. You're right.
What did you say about Rookie of the Year though, Mikey?
There
Sorry.
were 6 individual bidders, so there's still a lot of interest on it, even at such a high price.
Oh, see. So maybe good one to keep on the radar if you guys see one. Grab a Rookie of the Year.
And there was a lot of people over everyone was over 500. Everybody.
So it tells us that even though we're a panel of experts, there's still some tapes out there that have huge draw that we haven't seen yet. You know,
there were 3 people out of 1,000, and there were 3 people out of 1,000 plus.
Well, that's a good point too. It has just like video games have the crossover, so do sports. So
yeah, see, I wish Pablo was here. He was stoked about that. I mean, he posted it on.
He's
his
here.
Instagram.
He's in our comments here.
Oh, okay.
I should bid on it because if Pablo says I should spend $1,000 on something, I spend.
You should spend 2. Yeah,
exactly. Whatever Pablo says buy for this amount, just double it because he's the cheapest person ever, and I love him to death. But he is cheap.
He's
cheap.
I'm
Mikey,
glad you and Carter are now friends.
Split that Star Wars with me, and he wouldn't do it. I told Pablo to split that Star Wars with me. He wouldn't do it.
Well, how much did you offer him to split it?
It's a secret.
Because I offered him to split his Star Wars, and he split it with me. So,
you guys are splitting tapes now.
So I offered, I think, a little more is all I think.
I'll go back to this tape though. I'll say this is a good one, and I wish I was close to you because I would love to restore and clean this tape up for you a little bit. That would be fantastic to do. This would be a great one to do.
For real? Thanks. We can make that like an experiment too.
Yeah. Oh, Charles has a hobby.
Charles is my fucking dude. I told him that Juke and I basically missed him, and we've been depressed since he's not been here.
I really have been.
Yeah, Charles, when are you coming back to Dallas?
I think I'm gonna try to fly in for the Heritage Auction Day. They're doing all the auction stuff. So.
Oh, cool. All right, we'll hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'll fucking bet the house that Carter's at least as cheap as Pablo.
I'm very cheap, especially when it comes to comic books.
Yeah, I don't know about VHS, but when it comes to comics, it'll be like comics where it's $5,000. Carter's like $500 is a lot of money. I said 5,000. He's like I said, $500 is a lot of money. I'll find it out there somewhere. Like, damn.
I think I become super cheap just because I've been doing this so long. When somebody shows me a $5,000 tape, I'm like, I remember buying one of those for $12.
It's the exact same thing with me, and I think a lot Carter for sure, and I think a lot of people that have been in collectibles markets forever. And I think it's a major advantage to people when markets are moving up, and at least it's been a disadvantage to me because there are certain things that I wouldn't buy at a price where I should have absolutely bought them. And now, 5 years later, I don't have any copies.
Exactly.
Yeah. Giant size X-Men 1, Hulk 181, X-Men 1, you name it. I'm just like, that's too much.
Just remember that nowadays so you don't do it again 5 years down the road and be saying the same thing.
Heard that?
Okay, this is one you picked out, George. So I'm gonna let you tell me why this is important.
He got all the game.
Yeah. So you remember Dino grabbed just the original movie. It was so important to him. This is a really breakout role for Denzel Washington. He played the goat. What the fuck was his name? Earl the Pearl. Suffice to say, it's just a tremendous movie. Not super rare because of when it came out. This screener is killer, and I didn't see it right a bit on it.
I love screeners like this. These are cool finds.
Yeah, I think it's dirt cheap.
I
Oh,
like
cool.
this one.
Oh,
I didn't even see this one.
Oh yes! Oh my god, I want this.
That's
And this is
super
open
cool.
tape.
That thing is beat to hell.
Yeah,
It's open though, but it's
it
rare.
doesn't matter though with horror
Wow.
because it's rare.
Yeah, Carter,
This
these horror tapes that can just be fucked up. When they have awesome covers like this, you'll be
It
shocked
doesn't
at what
matter.
they sell
Yeah.
for.
You when I tell you that selling used VHS tapes, I can clear 10 grand in a weekend at a horror convention. It's because stuff like this. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
no joke. So
That's a really cool one.
Evil
This
Laugh's a
is
really
guy.
cool
Hey, Charles,
one.
I picked up a copy of I Spit on Your Grave.
Ooh.
Looked like the
Oh, yeah.
this one. I posted it. I wanted to get your thoughts. Is that considered horror? I mean,
I Spit on Your Grave is considered a couple of things. It's a survival horror film, so you can't consider it survival horror. It's also a revenge film, but it is mostly considered horror.
gotcha. You should take a look at my copy and tell me what you think.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
look at it when
Look
I
at
get
it.
in.
Dude, it's
I'm excited.
fucking awesome.
Evil Laughs up really. Thing about these movies is they're cult classics. I'm not going to tell you most of these movies are good because they're not good. They're
Well, they're
you
good
buy
because they're
them-
bad.
You buy them for the status. And Evil Laugh is not. It's a phenomenal movie. That it's one of those you need on VHS. You don't need a Blu-ray of Evil Laugh. You don't need a DVD. You need a VHS that has tracking issues. You're like, yep, that's the one for me.
Yes, on point. I love it. I love the cover too. I always just love when like the women are way over sexualized. I'm like, this is my favorite.
Beautiful.
They're
This is
like,
my favorite.
Bonnie went to the ice cream store and lost her top. Only
Yeah.
on Evil Laugh. You're like, okay.
Yes. I love it. Okay, let's see what else. Halloween
one.
night.
It's Hack o'
This is
Lantern,
cool.
man. Halloween night, yeah. So
like
these
that.
are ones I tell people. So even though we talk about sealed, use stuff like this. These old horror tapes, like Halloween night, stuff like that. You get to like Cheerleader Camp. They have consistently increased in value year over year the last like 5 years. I mean, you see a 20 to 30% increase in used tapes every year because people want these and they're so few and far between. The
Every
ones
year
that
they're
are
harder to
open.
find. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this still has the plastic on it too. It's open
Yes.
at the bottom, but
Yeah. Most of
Probably
these
crispy
were
under
such
there.
low distribution that these really goofy old horror movies generally were never bought by people. They were either rentals or they sold them at a truck stop in Mississippi somewhere. And that's the only place you could find
Damn.
them. And
I love
that's-
truck stop tapes. I love
That's
them.
cool.
Okay.
Oh,
Encino
beautiful.
Man
Oh, sweet.
has the Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, I screwed up. I should have bid more money. That's just
I-
a major failing on my
155.
part.
I'm mad
Yeah,
I haven't been buying in the last month because I would have bid a lot on this. This is a cool.
Yeah,
film.
that was
Sorry.
just
I like it.
that was really dumb on my part. I forget what I was doing, and I was just like,
Brendan Fraser has become such like he's like in trend again. I like everybody's posting about him. There's like memes of him and stuff. I don't know why. Like he hasn't done any movies in a long time, but
oh,
know,
there's
I'm
just
sorry.
been a
I
revival
know,
of love for him.
and I know why. I didn't look until the end. There's no watermarks. I didn't have anybody to ask
Oh,
whether or not there should be watermarks, and I was just like, And so I forget what I bid, but it was like I lost by like a small amount of money. And there's another one I screwed up and did the same thing on that may also be on here. What the hell was it?
That seems like even a good open box to have, though.
I was pretty bummed. I bought a promo screener of SLC Punk that was still sealed, but it doesn't have watermarks, and it's an MGM, I think, or no, it's TriStar. And I'm like, this should probably have watermarks.
Yeah, MGM wouldn't. But yeah, I don't know about TriStar.
Okay,
don't
so
know.
can we talk about that for a second? Because this is interesting for me. When I see these demo tapes, and I get it, right? Like you can't tell what plastic feels like just by looking at it, okay? But I think I can because I'm a little bit of a psychopath. And
You convince
what does that
yourself you
even mean?
can.
I absolutely convince myself. And a lot of these promos don't have watermarks on it.
That's what people
There
are
we
saying.
go.
In
A
the
lot of
comments,
demos
too.
don't have, and I would agree that a lot of demos that I see don't have watermarks on it. Does anybody have any insights about that?
Yep.
Is it just
I know
case
exactly
by
why they
case?
don't have them. Your demo tapes were made before the actual release, right? Demo tape went out to a video retail store to convince them to purchase tapes for rental. Since they didn't make as many, they made them in a smaller batch. So most of these demo tapes were made by individual like tape stamping plants, and they didn't use traditional watermark because they were making smaller batches of them, so they weren't using the traditional company's watermarked shrink wrap for the most of the time. Some companies still did their own. That's why you maybe see so much shrink wrap. Some of them still did their own in-house of their demo tapes. A lot of them outsourced it because their final print was not done yet for the VHS pressing. It was a demo print. So they would just send it out to a different company that would do it. So a lot of them, they're just straight boxed with watermarks. And it's a hassle sometimes. You have to really get into them and look into, what the shrink looks like, make sure there's no underlying damage. They can be difficult.
Absolutely.
What is happening
It's the
over
same
here?
thing with stickers.
Show me that cat right now.
Where's Kitty Cat?
Stop the show! Stop the show!
Sorry, I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. He's over there petting it and putting it right in my face. I can't even see
on
him.
the skin, kitty cats. Yes.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, but it's the same thing with sticker demo tapes too. Like I've got a Little Monsters demo, and the seal's perfect. It came right from a video store owner. I'm so confident it's not resealed, but it doesn't have the sticker that Little Monsters should have on it.
And there were weird ones like that. They weren't done with the VHS yet, so it's like it's kind of what they hodgepodge together to get a demo tape out sometimes.
And I think Pablo sold his screener Chucky to Ray, which I'm still upset about, and that one didn't have the sticker either.
Ooh, the betrayal.
There's a story behind that, though. We'll talk
Cheated on
offline.
you. Okay.
Actually, I've got a Robin Hood Disney demo tape from like '83 or whatever. That's like got vent holes, but it's got soft shrink, but there's nothing identifying it as factory. But I'm just gonna bet that it's real.
And it didn't come from that one guy, right?
It did not.
Good.
No.
So I have absolutely no idea what this is, but I love it.
I can't do the screen. What do you have? Oh, I'm ready to go. Oh, Intrepidos Punks. That's a Mexican horror film, late 80s, super hard to find. Not too many of it. That's a Spanish film. That's a really, really weird movie.
Well, I figured it was because it says Betamax International, but
yeah.
I love it. Look at this hair. It's fucking wicked.
Yeah.
We had one last week too. I'll have to send it to you, Charles. Our market report last week. I don't remember what it was called, but Pablo was like freaking out about it.
So this is a crazy tape, and the guy who leads this movie's not very good, but the guy who leads this band in this movie, he's called Tarzan. That's his name, and they basically go bank to bank in Mexico, killing people, raping women, and stealing money. And it was really only released on this VideoMex one. I mean, legitimately, it's a cool one, yeah. Never released, and it's another one people want because good luck finding this on a Blu-ray or DVD somewhere. This is what people hunt out. That's a cool tape.
Yeah, it's wicked. I love the cover. Great cover art.
Sick.
Okay, I'm really sad I missed this.
Yeah, me
Beautiful
too.
one.
Very fucking sad about it. I haven't opened one of these in my collection, but and watched it forever. It only went for $335. I would have paid way more for it than that.
I would. I own one, and I would have paid more than that.
I think all of us would have paid a little more. That's kind of
I didn't pay like any attention to auctions this last week.
I haven't for the last 3 weeks.
God, I didn't pay. I bid on almost nothing.
This is like the VHS tape that I remember from my childhood.
Yeah,
it was my mom and my brother absolutely hated every single day. We would watch it to the point that my brother took the copy that I had and he put it on the radiator and melted it so that he didn't have to watch it anymore because I watched it every fucking day. So I'm really sad. This is my favorite Tim Burton.
Oh man, Christmas of '94. It was this tape and the Santa Claus with what's his face, Tim Allen. That's what came out. Everybody wanted both of those.
Yeah, absolute banger. So
that's a good buy. I hope whoever gets that. Yeah, I'd like to see that graded and
I hope they grade it. I really do. Let's see what else.
Beautiful.
Jurassic Park.
Another
commercial reel.
That sounds
These gotta be later though.
Yeah, these are there's so many of these out there, but people still want them.
What in Golden sold for like $3,000 or something once, while there was ones on eBay for like a few $100.
It was like $145 by now. We're like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. It sold on Golden for like $3,000.
My goodness.
You're like, let me just go buy this one real fast.
Oh, I
For
like
sale,
this one, too.
$1,500.
Oh, that was a great one. For
Midnight
that
Video is
quality.
always a
Oh,
winner.
you son of a bitch. That's hard to find.
Yeah,
Oh,
God,
too
that's a
soon.
beautiful box too.
Whoa.
God
Wow.
damn it.
Yeah, Midnight Video. I'm not surprised it went for this price. They're
I
just
need
super
this
rare.
one too. This is
Well,
one I
I'm
don't have in
surprised
my
it went for that
video.
price. I think it's too low.
It's,
It is too low for
So
sure.
let me tell you
that
guys
pretty
this.
of a box, that's gorgeous.
I haven't been paying attention to these the last week like Mikey. I would have paid $1,200 for this open. For my,
This is
I
open,
would've-
yeah.
In that shape, I would have paid
And that
$1,200
shape,
open.
that
It's-
shape is
it's good
stunning.
shape.
Mhm.
That shape
So-
is absolutely that's what I figure like a beat up one should go for.
Yeah. If you
That-
bought
that
this
is
for
like-
$442, I got a $1,200 offer for you. I'm like, you contact Charles.
Damn.
Dark
This is
nostalgia
cool.
on Instagram.
Yep.
Second chance offer. Triple your
And
money.
Charles would pay more than me. I would do 800 if you just like think I'm cuter. But I know no one will think I'm cuter than Charles. But just on the off chance.
Mikey's
Okay.
offering sexual favors. Is basically
I am Oxford.
Hey, none of that. You're gonna get us banned from YouTube. Uh-uh.
Mikey calls me all night offering sexual favors. Like, let me just see what's in your storage. I'm like, no.
My man.
And I'm not talking about his storage unit.
But
Okay. Moving on.
a bridge too far.
Moving
Listen,
on.
last week I invite a guy that brings puppets, and you guys are like, I don't know. And this is what we're talking about this week? Enough.
See what happens when I go away. It's better for me to stay away. Things get crazy when I show up.
Never try this.
I feel bad. There's another gentleman that I needed to square away getting him set up here too. He will not have puppets, but he's very smart about the VCR tapes.
I want VHS Mikey back so bad.
He'll be back.
Awesome.
I like the juxtaposition of old school VHS collector VHS Mikey and new school Mikey.
Yeah,
comics
I love it. I sent
VHS
him a
Mikey.
tape. I sent VHS
It's a
Mikey.
tale of two cities. It was the best of Mikey and a Mikey with puppets.
I can get puppets. I can totally.
You're
get
gonna need puppets. We're gonna have a puppet
Dude.
war.
By the
also
way, I
wanna get
loved
the auto
watching
tuner like he has.
VHS
He's the right
Mikey's
setup.
VHS Mikey's head was exploding in real time, like when he was seeing the market reports.
I
Yeah,
know.
awesome.
What?
Dude,
He's
he's
like,
like sitting
wow.
on major money and he doesn't know it.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care,
actually wants
though.
to
And
give
he
it
doesn't
away.
give
He
a
actually
fuck,
wants
which
to
is
give it
also
away.
cool.
That
Yeah.
guy's an angel.
He
Yeah.
is. That's why I liked him, because he just collects for the love of the hobby, but he does collect sealed stuff too. And I'm like, I like you. Please come be on our show with your fog machine.
Sounds like my kind of person too. You know,
Absolutely.
I do it all here.
Except if he got a meta Halloween, he would open it. Oh my god.
I've seen some stuff. I've seen people open stuff in my day. Nowadays, would surprise you. So
Well, I'm sure back then, but
Yeah.
like it's a total. Like I know somebody who got a wraparound. That movie that we were just talking about that you'd pay $5 to $7 grand on. Weird Science. I know someone who got one of those 2 years ago, and he opened it immediately, but he bought it for $150. So you know.
um,
Okay, so
it
what
went
is
from
this?
2 to 1. It went from 2 to 1 that I know of.
that's. I mean, yeah, sure.
This is strange.
What do you got?
That doesn't do it for me.
I don't know anything about this movie. You know, I think I have a
I
sealed one
hear
of
it's
these around here
rare.
somewhere.
I've heard that that's a rare one.
Or I think it's
Yeah,
a demo.
I
I
don't
think
know
the one I
anything
have
about
is a
it.
demo.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
the
have-
Suckling.
yeah, what is that, Charles?
And it's open.
That's a really dumb movie that came out in 1990. It's not good, but it's another one of those that was only on VHS, so you can really only see it if you pick up one of these tapes. And yeah, this is kind of high for it though. This is a little high for this because that's open, right?
Yeah, that's
Yep,
wow.
it's open.
I think I paid that for the one that I have. It's sealed and it's a
That's
a
a
demo,
demo.
or it's a promo.
Dude,
Yeah.
I saw it. I was like, are you kidding me? I need to ask the guys.
It's an interesting one. It's a hard one to find. It's one of those that's not been released really again, but I've had them before, and I've never got more than like $70 for one. So that's a good price. It says one bid, so I guess somebody just really wanted it and bought it. They were just like, fine.
Or somebody bid on it, hoping they would just be tracking it, and then got. you
Yeah,
know.
right.
I think that's good.
That's happened to me a couple times. Oh,
Okay, what about
what?
Didn't one of these just go at auction for way more than this?
I would have paid that. What?
Oh, this is Canada. This is a Canadian one.
I don't care.
Why is it only $200? That's
Can
What?
someone I don't know. Can someone explain this to me?
It just
Oh.
got totally overlooked, I think. I mean, I never saw it for up for sale.
I didn't
Right.
see this either.
I mean, I guess, yeah, sure, it's Canadian, but
Who cares?
that hurts
Am
me.
I missing something?
This hurts me.
No, I think somebody just got a really good deal on it.
Somebody got to
Yeah.
steal the week.
Yeah. Yeah, steal of the week. Absolutely. This hurts
Yeah.
me.
Hoist Gracie.
Yeah, maybe
remember-
it ended on
I
a
remember
weird time or
watching
something.
this.
I don't know. Like,
as a child, you guys watch this when you were kids? The first one?
I never did, so I don't know much about the market for these.
Nope. This
Yeah,
is
so
the year I was born, so-
1994, 5. I can't remember which. I guess it would have been, I don't know. But anyway, it was pay-per-view only. They put them on a little island. They had flaming torches around it. It was the first no-holds-barred fighting. And then you had Hoist Gracie, who was the Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy, that went up and put down dudes who were like 300-400 pound, looked like, they're fresh out of fucking prison. Done nothing but like lift weights on the yard for 7-year killers, right? And he put them all down, choked them all out one after another, and it shocked the world, and it propelled UFC to what it is today.
Oh, that's cool.
It's fucking dumb.
That's
Wow,
cool. Maybe,
yeah.
maybe
So
we should
someone
have our
got a
own
skill.
UFC championship. Does anybody have an island we can use?
I will lose. I'd like to be hurt the least, so you can beat me up first.
You guys just reminded me that this is totally unrelated, except for it's a YouTube thing, that the YouTuber iDubbbz got a bunch of YouTubers, like popular people, to basically have a fight like this. And I just remembered, and I think it's coming up
Nice.
soon. I hope I didn't miss it.
Okay.
Is this all we have? Is this it? Okay. I think this is it. Oh,
Rep
cool
City.
beans. Okay.
All right, guys. On that note, I got to bounce.
Bye, Ray.
Ray, thank you,
Ray.
my friend.
Text
I love
me.
you guys.
Congratulations.
Text
Thank
me,
you much.
Ray.
I will.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so then we have our top 10 1986 movies. So these are in-year releases, and I just selected with like some
Where's
input from you
Charles?
guys.
Did
Oh,
he
I think
just
we
leave?
lost Charles.
Did he think that it was over?
I don't
The show
know.
was
Wait, let me text him.
over? Oh, fuck.
Oh shit, I did miss it. Damn. Okay. No, wait, here he is. Wait. There we go, Charles
Hello.
back.
So, okay. All right. So we're
You're
looking
working for a
at
second.
the movies that came out in 1986.
Yes,
right?
1986 in-year releases, and I pulled the images from VHS Collector, and I'm going to let you guys tell me where the watermark should be, because I couldn't really find a lot of good examples on eBay of ones that I knew. So I pulled these, and it's just a top 10 list of overall ones I think are going to be either good investments or long-term, you know what I mean? Like good buys. So this is where we start. Top Gun.
I love Top Gun. I feel like the prices on Top Gun are a little inflated right now just with the new movie coming out.
Yeah,
I'm kind
absolutely.
of waiting on Top Gun until after the movie comes out to buy any more. That's just me.
What if you can get one with back Paramount on it, though?
Right. The only
Yeah.
ones I could find on eBay to find pictures of had the side Paramount watermarks, but I know what this one is supposed to have, the back Paramount watermarks.
Well, they kind of came out almost in tandem because that was like the transitioning period. So, I mean, technically, back Paramount's going to be earlier usually, but like they're basically the exact same release. They're on the same tape. They're not really different. But just having back Paramount is much cooler.
I think the only thing you're really trying to avoid with these Top Guns, Ray, is the barcode.
Yeah,
on the back.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And if you really want it with the price sticker on it, because it was the first major release tape where they released 5 million copies on pre-order, and it has like a $26.95 price sticker on it. It was the first time a tape was ever really that affordable, right on release. So it's like a really cool historic thing. And then like additionally, it was also like the first tape that had like a advertisement in the commercial before it, like it did a Pepsi commercial or something like that. And then there's
Can
the
we talk
Pepsi
about
promo Top Gun, which is like super rare.
Yeah,
Which is
it has
good.
the fighter jet on it, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
do
It
you
looks
have that?
sweet. It looks sweet.
Do you have that
I've
one,
only
Mikey?
seen 2 of those ever with back Paramount. I own one with side Paramount on it. And
Mikey, can we see that copy of the Pepsi one? Send them into a different room.
And Top Gun was a big movie in 1986. The VHS came out in 87, but you know what? In 86, everybody went to see this movie, and you kind of always know this is an early one because of that 75th mark on there. That 75th was for though that year of release is 87. That was their 75th
This is
anniversary.
weird. I've never seen this one. Oh, you guys are talking about this one?
That one is what he's talking about. That's a cool promo one. Yeah.
Holy shit! Wow.
It has
Okay.
a fighter jet on it. I've seen a couple, like Mikey said, but I think it's the same ones he saw, and they're cool.
Well, what is this then?
cool. I don't need to find it. That's sick.
Mikey, you see one of those sealed yet? It's this one.
I've seen two sealed with back Paramount. One's in the Heritage auction. I have one that has side Paramount on it.
The Diet Pepsi or the regular one?
Oh wait,
Wait,
what is
what?
this?
This one, the Diet Pepsi one.
Oh, I
Wait,
can't
there's
pull
one
it
in
up.
diet.
Yeah, go
There's
back.
two different promos.
Whoa, look at that. Okay,
What?
got the beta, the VHS, and both of the. Oh wait, what is this? Do they all
So
come in this?
back up, Juke. Though, show Mikey that one that was the Diet Pepsi and was all white because I haven't seen too
Yo,
many
what
of
the
those.
This
fuck is
one.
That one, Mikey.
Oh, there's no front to that. That's not what just the back looks like. I'm pretty sure that's
No,
just
I
what the
think this
back
is-
of that one looks like. I'm pretty sure that's what the back of the Top Gun looks like.
Okay, that's the back of the promo one,
I'm
right?
pretty sure that's the back of the promo.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
I'm
What
more
the hell is
confused
that
about the
other
other
thing?
things you just
Yeah,
showed.
what is this?
What the fuck
is
is
that?
that?
This looks like it was a set of them.
Yeah, maybe it came with the hat. I think I do own the hat somewhere.
This is a cool setup, though. I mean, if you found one of those with a hat that was sealed,
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Bro.
I
Mikey,
did buy the hat. I have the hat somewhere.
Yeah, this is crazy. No, okay, so
Oh, yeah,
it's the
look.
back of this one. Okay, so it's this
There
is
it
the back
is.
of this one.
Yeah,
You know
I just
what?
want that one on the left there that I've
Yeah.
never seen ever, and I want to
don't-
know how you found it.
I think that Diet Pepsi one, I bet you that tape probably slid into that box, and there was probably that promo thing inside that box, too. So
Right,
that
yeah, it
box
looks
probably
like-
had that tape in it.
It looks
that
like
Fighter
this
Jet
was
one.
probably a set with these two in it because it looks thicker than those ones. Maybe
Because that's not a demo tape, Mikey. That's a regular release on that one, it looks like. Go back.
It was a giant save, 55 cents.
Oh, yeah, there it is. That's cool, though. That's weird.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would love
And
to
that-
figure out what that
That
is.
beta
That's
is pretty
real
rare, too, with the white lid. That's a really hard beta to find with the white lid.
yeah, these are. This is. Oh
cool.
no,
Yeah,
it's the same size.
it's not thick enough to hold two tapes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's-
So, no.
Look at what we
it could just be a
learned
store
today.
display, I guess, but still.
It might be a store display stand up. That's cool, though.
Yeah, it's
All
sick.
right. Anyway, back to what we were doing here.
I'm down for that.
Okay, so aliens.
Hey,
This should probably have the white CBS Fox on the back, right?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, what are
And
those
if
sold?
it doesn't
These
have
are
a
pretty.
barcode on the bottom, that's even better.
Yeah, these are pretty cheap, right? No,
I bought one today from. Did I buy it from Ray? Maybe. And
it's a-
it didn't have a barcode on the bottom, so that makes it a really unique copy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
it's a
was
good
like
one to look out for the
$3.50.
watermarks because this is one where CBS used the same box for a long time, but CBS Fox watermarks are pretty well documented now, the colors and the releases. So you got to kind of coordinate the release because, I mean, CBS ran these boxes even to the early 90s when it was just Fox Video.
Right.
So-
You've got like the white CBS Fox being the best, and then the blue CBS Fox, and then the last thing you want to buy is like the blue Fox Video, right?
And there's a yeah. I can't remember if what the white came back. Did the white come back after the blue again for a little bit on a different
sure.
location or something? I can't remember. But the white ones are generally the one you want because that's the earlier one.
Definitely. And
But,
if you can get it with no barcode on the tape too.
Oh, okay. So about the Tim said about the Top Gun that the far left wasn't a tape on those Top Guns we were looking at. It's just a box.
Oh, this is a demo thing. Okay.
Yes, it's just a box.
Store display.
Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense.
Okay.
But I'm glad we landed on this one though, because this is where we talked about a lot of weird watermarks. I know a lot of people love the CBS Foxes, but they're still collectible. But just look out when it says Fox Video on the back, because that's after 90, and that's when they changed to Fox Video, but kept some of the boxes. But the watermark is super clear. It says specifically Fox Video, and that's one of the later ones. And that's a constant across like a lot of CBS Fox tapes, so it's a good just rule to have in your head.
Okay, so around the time when did they switch to the blue CBS Fox watermark?
Was that 87 or 88?
Oh yeah, I was thinking like 88, 89. So that's
Yeah.
you're probably right.
The blue CBS Fox was like 89, was really 90, and then they changed
Okay.
it to Fox Video 91.
Mhm.
Because 89 releases like Die Hard have white watermarks, and that's why those are particularly hard to find with white watermarks, because they didn't print them for very long with it. So maybe at the tail end of 89 they started doing it with the blue, but at 91 that's when it changed from being the exact same watermark but blue instead of white, and then it changed to the Fox Video square blue.
Yeah.
Well, then I would say that
And
I
it'll
mean,
have a sticker on the bottom of it too, an ugly blue
Oh.
sticker.
The
that
little
you
blue
don't
sticker, right?
so the white CBS Fox definitely indicates that it's earlier, but the blue CBS Fox might not also be a bad buy because they didn't do them for very long.
Not at all. Right.
That's
Okay.
what
I
I
think
would
that's
guess,
smart.
right?
Yeah, any of those. I mean, I think even they're not as common, but if you find a nice copy that has a Fox Video, I mean, that's a cool one to have too, because Fox Video, they didn't do those very long either, because there was a transitional period in 1991 where Fox Video was actually making their own boxes. That's why you see the Alien set come out in 92 and it has a different box. It's because Fox Video was making their own boxes. So I think
Yeah,
they're still fun buys in good shape.
Yeah, and would you guys agree with me that at the end of the day, you're looking? I think for people who are just getting into the VHS market, the move is to look for value wherever you can find it. Right, cheap tapes that are
Value
should
and
be.
condition. You know, if it you don't want something beat up. If it looks super clean, it looks right, you know, and even maybe it's a later release, it's still a good buy because you have to think, okay, later release, but how many are still in really good shape out there? So it's kind of a
Right.
balance, you know.
Right. And when I put this list together, I kind of, it's a mix of different things that makes me select them. But part of it is just that a ton of people like this movie. So I feel like not only is it something that you can buy that's probably going to hold value, but it's also just cool as fuck.
Well, and
to
there's a
have.
new TV show coming out on Netflix. Aliens isn't going anywhere.
Aliens, I mean,
Marvel
classic.
owns it.
It's highly regarded as, you know, one of the best sci-fi films of all time. You know, there's always a debate on what's
Absolutely.
better, Alien or Aliens. It's a fun debate. You know, they're always going to be classic.
Forever relevant. Let's see what else. Okay, Stand By Me. I apologize for the picture being backwards, that the front cover is not on the left. But
I
this is
think
the
this
photo
was
they
like
have,
the
so.
most important movie of my childhood. This is the movie that got me really like buying these tapes like a psychopath. I was talking to Mikey one night and he's like, if you don't fucking buy it, I will, which is the famous words of get off your ass and spend some money, you cheap fuck. And of course I did. And it's been on like Donkey Kong ever since.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot find this tape as a first release. I cannot find it with back RCA. So if anyone finds one,
Like
let me
his?
know. Yeah. Wait, you got one?
Look at that.
Oh,
Thanks,
wait.
George, where'd you get that?
Hold up.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
Show us.
No.
No. We'll talk later. We'll talk later.
Oh,
Let's not.
no.
We don't need to be all.
I didn't even know
Let's
you had
go.
that. What?
It's a good find. It's not easy
But
to
this
find.
is, okay, so
Thanks.
this is a full box too, right?
No,
Stand By Me?
that one wouldn't be. But,
No.
the
Well,
picture is. The picture isn't, but the one George has is, yes.
Okay. So like the earliest releases you can find of this should be a full box. That's what I'm asking
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be a two.
RCA
It should be a
like
two
George
flat
just
box.
showed.
That's what they should be. Double flat box.
you. Okay.
And that beautiful RCA logo, like right at the top. Like right at the top.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this was a good movie. Did it hold up? Juke, you liked it, right? Still broke your heart.
Yeah, it's fucking strange though. I'm like, this is just a movie about 4 kids looking for a dead body.
It's the story of my life. This is every Saturday for me.
Fuck? Also freaks me out because Kiefer Sutherland is the bad guy, and the first show I ever watched him in was that show where he plays the president, and I'm always like rooting for him. He's such a
Oh.
good guy, and every single 80s movies I've ever seen with him in it after that, he's always the villain.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? I thought you were a good guy.
Oh.
You're just
Yeah, but
a
it's got-
solid villain.
Yeah.
It's got a
So
lot of
River
people.
Phoenix, right?
River Phoenix, yeah.
What's this guy
Corey
too?
Feldman.
Corey Feldman. He's such a dick.
I met Kiefer Sutherland once, all randomly at the airport. He was just sitting outside smoking a cigarette, and I was like, "What's going on,
That's
Kiefer?"
fucking cool.
I was
Nice.
like, "Nothing." I was like, "That's cool." Have a good day.
Yeah, I like this that Stan King. We talked about Stephen King tapes having their own little built-in audience.
Yeah, they do. I mean, Stephen King's always going to be collectible, but things like this are really big. Like you said, they shaped a lot of people's youth, like when this movie came out. So I think the Stand By Me is always going to be a big pull, especially like Mikey was saying, the one you pull with the back watermark, which we talk about these. The one he had shown has like the back of the tape will always have those. It's like a waterfall watermark, and that's the earliest ones for Columbia that you're kind of looking for on some of these.
And I never see it on that one. You should, because it's been a couple. It was out for a couple years with it able to get those watermarks, and George's is the only one I've ever seen. I've been searching for one because I see these tapes all the time on eBay. Rarely with the first box, with full box, but still, I see it. But I never see it with the back RCA. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, and these are cheap. The full box, you can still get them for a couple $100 if you get lucky. $200-$300. I think it's a smart buy. I can't imagine that there's a lot of these sealed tapes. Like, I can't imagine somebody was like, I'm going to put this Stand By Me away for safekeeping someday. There's going to be a VCR tape collector community, and they're going to love
I don't
it.
know,
You know
Bill,
what I mean?
but this movie seems to resonate with a lot of people, so I can see somebody buying one that's still sealed and keeping it, holding on to
And
it.
it put River Phoenix on the map, right?
George, is
Yeah.
yours a VHS or a beta? The one that you
Beta.
have? Beta, okay.
I've been on the beta train. Been
Beta
on
is
the beta
better.
train.
I love my betas, man. They're all so little and cute. I love those betas. I don't care.
They look kinda
Me
neat.
too. I feel the same way about myself. I'm also little and cute.
That's how I feel about you.
Thanks.
If I could keep you in a nice little case and put you on my table, I would.
Aw,
Just encase them in plastic. So
I have friends.
also this makes much more sense to me now that you made me watch the Goonies. This Corey Feldman is the same in both of these movies. He's a fucking wacko.
He's still a fucking wacko. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
That's for a different story.
when
That's
we
different
when we watched the Goonies, I was like, oh, so it's Corey Feldman, exactly the same as how he was in Stand By Me. But I guess Goonies was probably first, right? It was 85.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. Goonies was they were pretty. Yeah, Goonies was 85 because 86 is when the Goonies came out to VHS, and Goonies I was more attached to than Stand By Me. I grew up
This
with the
poor
Goonies, and I didn't really watch Stand By Me much until I was older. So
I just saw it in the past year. George made me watch it.
Yeah, Stand By Me was like the movie that my friends and I watched that we were too young to understand, but we thought it was cool. You know what I mean?
yeah, makes
Let's see
sense.
what
though.
else. Okay, so Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh,
I know we argue about this tape all the time because
I
I
want
just
one.
don't think it's that great. I think War Games is a better Matthew Broderick movie, but
I fucking
Ferris
can't.
Bueller is one of my all-time favorites. I grew up in Chicago, and this is just a staple of my youth.
Thank you.
I
The
knew
Sausage
people
King
who
of
were-
Chicago.
I knew people who were in this movie. I know a lot about this movie. I know a lot about how it was made, and this is just a very special movie to me. Ferris Bueller will always be.
I'm going to
So-
tell people that Charles is the Sausage King of Chicago. From
I
this
am,
fucking
actually.
point
You know,
forward.
if I ever make a restaurant reservation, it's always under Abe Froman. Every time I show up.
Yes.
committed.
It's
So-
a really tough tape.
This is a first print box, and it should have the Paramount back watermarks, correct?
It's made.
I don't have a first one of these. I want one of these, and it's one on my list. So,
Same.
Waiting for
Mikey. Yeah.
and I'll tell you guys, there's not much that I want that I don't have in my collection. Let's just say that.
On the other side, it's not a first print box, most likely because of the sticker at the bottom of it that
Yeah.
wasn't out then.
The security seal at the bottom
the
here wasn't out.
barcode on the box. For I think the term ISB number, is that right?
Yeah, ISBN.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah,
ISBN?
they added an extra line to the barcode, printed onto the box, not a sticker. So this, I doubt, is the first release box because it has the Paramount sticker on the bottom of it.
Okay.
So you really want to find one that has the right barcode, and I've only seen one that does. I'm
And
sure there's plenty of others because I mean this tape gets posted, at the same price as other tapes because people don't realize that it is
Well-
a first print because what you're looking for is that Paramount logo right on the front.
you're looking for. This should also say 87 on it, though. I believe this should be one of the 87 releases. It should say 35th on it.
When
Oh
you
yeah,
say,
this one
30.
says 88 on it. Actually, I didn't
Yeah.
notice that when I put this
Yeah,
when
together.
you
So
say
that
Paramount
can't be.
logo right on the front, what do you mean?
So
It should
I'm gonna
have the
tell you,
75th.
the-
It should have the 75th logo.
the first print of this one. See at the bottom where it says Paramount with the mountain. It should say 35th on it for the first. Similar to the
75th.
one we saw earlier. That's
75th.
like the Top Gun one
Wait,
had the
let me put
35th
you
on
up
the
here
front.
for a second, Mikey.
75th.
Yeah, 75th. I keep saying 35th, 75th, but 87 was the 75th anniversary for Paramount.
Mhm.
So every VHS released in 1987 from Paramount has that on the box. Majority of them do.
And
Unless
this
they
is
were-
technically the second release.
Yeah.
Really?
Because the
Yeah,
barcode has
Oh yeah, you said okay.
has the ISB.
I'm-
But that's
pretty
the
sure
only
somebody's,
difference between the first and the second. So this probably came out also the same year as the
So-
fifth release.
And it has back watermarks.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay.
Dude, find one with back watermarks. I've never seen that. I mean, it might not have. That was, like I said, for Top Gun, it was the transitioning period. So
Yeah.
Okay,
even
so
Top
you're
Gun with back watermarks doesn't
so
really
you're
happen.
looking for Paramount watermarks either on the back or on the spine.
Yeah, the side on this one is good enough. Like I would say, give up looking for one with Paramount on the back.
Yeah, just look for that 75th on that.
Yeah, just look for the
mountain.
75th exactly. I mean, maybe one is out there with back Paramount, but
If you find it, get
don't-
it.
I wouldn't even try looking.
I'm going to tell you this: if there's one out there and it ever goes up for auction, do not bid against me with it because it will be very
It'll be
we're going
violent.
to
It'll be a
town,
bloodbath.
Charles. Game on.
We're
Game
going.
on.
We're going deep. We're going deep 5K. Let's go.
Oh,
Jesus.
Charles, you're gonna have to bribe me with a different tape to not bid.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, I would bid a lot on this tape. I would definitely bid a lot on this. If one came up that was authentic and it was actually backed and it looked right, I would.
All right,
I would-
Charles. So you love Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So George and I always argue because I say that Ferris Bueller is really not a hero.
Oh, he's not. He's my favorite person. That's why everybody thinks
Yes,
he's a hero.
yes,
Bueller's an
yes.
asshole.
That's my
I
life.
love it. Okay, so I made this statement and George was so horrified, and then Mikey agreed with me that he's not the hero, and now you also
He's
agree
the
with that.
anti-hero.
He is the
causing
anti-hero.
mischief.
Thank you.
He's a gremlin.
That's
what
the
he is. I
funnest
love
part
him.
about him. That's the funnest part.
Thank you. That is exactly what my words were. He is the anti-hero.
Yeah. Well, as his advocate, we can debate that on a different
He's
show.
straight up
But
Toxic Avenger, and I love him for it. That's him. He's just like Toxic Avenger.
Yes, I have to say it because I'm a Cameron, so I'm here for the Camerons of the world. All right, so Pablo made me add this. I don't know shit about this movie. I have to
Fucking
admit,
rad,
I've
man.
never seen it. I don't know it. I'm
movie
assuming
is
if it's an embassy, it should have the big E embassy watermarks, but I don't know.
And
Definitely.
even
You guys can
used,
enlighten
this is
me?
a $75 used tape, so that tells you how much people like rad. So
Okay.
Yeah. This thing's tough, and it's really a cool cover.
I'm trying to find it streaming somewhere because Pablo wants me to watch it because I couldn't find it on VHS.
so this movie was so good that it inspired a generation to ask their parents for that bicycle.
that's crazy. Yeah, the whole thing. I should pull the picture up and show it to you. I know a guy who just bought one of the bikes from Rad, one of the production ones
That's
from Rad.
cool.
And apparently he wants to ride it. He's like, I'm fixing it so I can ride it. I'm like, okay,
Legendary.
go for it.
I like the cover of this. I really do. And no
It's
info
fun.
from you guys about the watermark. Do you know? Did somebody already say it? Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
You're right. You're right.
Okay.
there
big E
are
watermark.
okay. I could have swore there was an embassy movie that I'm looking at, and it has New Line Cinema watermarks.
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just probably got bought out.
They got bought out in late 80s, early 90s. New Line became their distributor. So they kept the same boxes, kind of like how Fox Video is with CBS Fox, but they didn't say New Line on them. That's
So
why
is-
you see like Princess Bride with the old box, but it says like New Line on the side.
Mm.
It's like a later one.
So
Yeah,
is that still acceptable or no?
It's not as valuable, but it's still cool to have in good shape if you can find one, you know?
Yeah, especially if you like the movie. Like, I mean, if it's a good one, like Swamp Thing or something like that.
Rad, I don't think you'll ever find a Rad with a New Line because Rad was super limited on the embassy release. That's why it's such a hard to find tape. There really was only like a couple of pressings of this when they dropped it, so they're really hard to find.
Yeah, I'd say if
Probably
you
better
found
than
a
Nelson,
sealed
though, right?
version of this, period, you're in good
I know
shape.
of one. I know of one sealed
Wow.
one.
I
So-
think Silver Age has one. I think he posted it.
Yeah, as I
No
said, I
shit.
think it's Silver Ages. I think it was.
Yeah.
And he looked for a while. I don't even know where he had found it, but he got one.
Okay.
I messaged him, man. We got to get him back on the show. He's a wealth of knowledge and just a super cool guy.
Yes. Okay, so this is another one that George made me watch, and I fucking love it. I love this one.
Oh,
He is
yeah.
opening
I-
up to
I
80s
love
movies.
this, and I
John
want to
Carpenter
buy
was
one.
best.
Yeah, this is a tape you could sell me a sealed copy of that I'd overpay for.
Yeah,
I paid a
there's
lot
a-
for a really clean sealed copy of this. I'll tell you that.
I have a immaculate sealed copy.
Yeah. How much did you pay for yours, Mikey?
A ton.
I paid a ton. So
I paid a ton. I've heard of two others.
it's
with
probably
my
one of.
products.
I have one, so maybe mine is the other one you hear.
Yeah. Well, I've heard yours is now the two others. Before I had heard of one until you just said that.
yeah. So that's
So,
it. And
I
it's one of
quickly
those
changed
that when
to
it came
two.
up, I'm such a. If you guys never see I have a whole slew of John Carpenter tattoos on my legs. So
Oh, that's awesome.
anything John Carpenter. I spent a weekend with John Carpenter once and helped him with
Oh,
stuff.
that's
And
sick.
I'm telling you that if anything comes up from John Carpenter, I will buy it.
Yeah,
He
and
Did
I
you
does
see
concerts
recently-
now.
yeah,
He has
for the
like a
record-
whole rock orchestra and everything.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Wow.
dope. I went
I
to
met
see him
him
on
10 years
Halloween
ago.
right before COVID. It was so cool.
Wow.
He's cool. I met him 10 years ago. He came into the show we were doing, and I had to pick him up at the airport. And he's the only person who gives no shits, John Carpenter, because he got in my
picked him
car.
up at the airport?
Yeah, I picked him up. I bought his flight to come in, so I helped.
Don't be on me. Be on Charles while he talks about picking John Carpenter up at the airport.
I picked him up at the airport. I couldn't find John Carpenter, which was hilarious. And I'm sitting there looking for John Carpenter. My phone rings, and he goes, "Hello, Charles. This is John. Do you not know what I look like?" I was like, "I know what you look like." He's like, "I'm just waiting." So I find him. This is the only person I ever met. He doesn't give two shits. He's so awesome that he got in my car, just started smoking, didn't even care, didn't ask. He's just like,
he's like, I'm John fucking Carpenter. I'll do what I want.
How did you get to pick him up from the airport?
well, I mean, I've been helping. There's a convention in Texas called Texas Farmer Weekend, and
Gotcha.
the guy who runs that, I've been booking and handling his guest travel for like 15 years. So I've met hundreds of people through that, and some stories I can get to stories, crazy stories sometimes.
Charles, how do you just keep getting cooler?
All right, so can I just mention, since people are actually watching this, maybe I'll take whatever. I don't care what color the watermarks are. I don't care about any of that stuff.
I missed out this last week. One sold so cheap with blue watermarks.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, really cheap. eBay.
Oh,
Did it
come
really?
on.
Yeah. Like they used to sell for like $2,000 or $3,000, and this one sold for only a few $100.
You gotta be kidding me.
Nope.
All right.
What?
I gotta get back on it, Mikey. I can get back on it.
Yep.
I give up.
But this is the one you want. Right here's the one you want.
Yeah, whatever. I want one for me. I'm not gonna sell it or anything. I'll die with one. I just like to stare at one occasionally and be like, "Look at what I got."
If I find one, I'll make sure you know about it first. I have mine. It's a special tape to me. It won't go anywhere. So I'm definitely happy. Find another one, so.
Yeah, amen. I appreciate it. I would never ask for your copy. I just would like to have my own copy that I can feel the same way about.
Yeah.
Stare at it. Yeah, great movie.
I'm
In a
telling you, at
very
some point-
John Carpenter fashion, look at this fucking wicked cover.
At some point, this entire cover art on this box, which is also from the poster, I want this tattooed across my entire back. I don't even care. I want the whole thing. I want a whole back piece of Big Trouble in Little China.
I don't have a tattoo, but that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly would be a wicked sleeve.
I'm not even joking when I say that.
In it. No, that could be wicked for sure.
Neither am I. I don't have a tattoo, but that definitely makes sense to me. I like this movie so much that I bought a Captain Jack or whatever the fuck his dumbass, Kurt Russell's dumbass like boat movie was, like a promo screener.
Captain Jack Sparrow?
Whatever. No, it's like,
just
what is it? It's called? It's like something.
Captain Ron. You're talking about
Captain Ron. Yeah, I bought a Captain Ron demo tape just for shits and giggles because I like fucking Big Trouble in Little China so much.
I am obsessed with Kurt Russell, so I'm glad I didn't see that. So it would have been the same thing. Kurt Russell and Carpenter, those are my guys. So
yeah, Jack.
I'll tell you, like the Thing, like even like the Thing is one that I love. And good luck if I see those, I always buy them.
What's a sealed copy of the Thing?
Sorry, what was that?
Have you ever seen a rainbow?
Yeah,
Thing?
one sold on eBay like that.
Yeah, but that one didn't have rainbow watermarks. I'm talking about one with rainbow watermarks, and it was a beta. Well, maybe it wasn't.
I
don't know.
I've seen I've seen a sealed rainbow, but it didn't have the rainbow marks. It had the MCA.
Still wraparound though.
Yeah, wraparound. It was wraparound one.
Okay, I've never seen that. That's sick.
But this is before VHS. I saw that maybe 2015 or 16. I saw somebody who had one at like a VHS swap thing, and I don't know whatever happened to it. It probably got open, knowing people back then.
More than likely.
All right,
the Fly.
I was looking at I know I just saw a sealed copy of the Thing on an auction, but it's a way later print.
Yeah. I mean, The Fly, too. You have The Fly. The Fly is a great movie. I mean,
Jeff Goldblum.
is Cronenberg, Cronenberg invented body horror, and his movies turned into cult status movies. And The Fly is creepy as hell today as it was 25 years ago. So
it was unsettling for me as a child. It came out and I was so little. I didn't realize, one, that Jeff Goldblum would become a fucking like cultural phenomenon,
Superstar.
But two, how important this movie was for special effects.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
very
what I mean?
groundbreaking special effects.
Yeah.
Practical effects. These are the movies in the 80s you love because it's all practical effects, and practical effects like in The Fly look better than CGI nowadays most of the time. It's just
no doubt about it.
So good.
I think the real horror is how they turn this beautiful man into this.
Run the Fly, man. Run the Fly.
Oh, okay.
And
Night of the Creeps.
Oh god, one of my all-time favorites. Night of the Creeps.
Dude,
One of
I-
these
I-
actually just sold last week, I think, for like over $800 with
I feel
front
like-
HBO
Yeah,
watermark.
I feel like an asshole for not buying it. I wanted to. Juke made fun of me. She told me it was
I
too
did
much
not make
money.
fun of you at all. This was wicked.
Night of the Creeps is one to have, especially if you're trying to get into early horror. I mean, Night of the Creeps is one of the HBO releases, kind of like Return of the Living Dead, that you want if you can find them. They're hard to find, you know.
No, absolutely. I agree. Me and Pablo were going on and on and on about this last week. Just wicked cover.
We could cover great movie if you haven't seen it.
It is
It's
a
one
great
of the
movie.
cult movies of the '80s. Which surprisingly left a lot of people. You know, a lot of people haven't seen this movie, and it's a lot of fun. It's very campy. It's a very '50s and '60s style feel of a horror
Yeah,
film. It's
yeah,
just
for
great.
sure. 50s. It's got like the Atomica vibe. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a great movie.
You
and
can
yeah,
buy,
Tom
like,
Atkins
you
is
can
in
buy
it.
an
He's
open
great.
copy
So.
right now on eBay that's signed by like everybody for $170
What?
That's pretty sweet.
That's
with
cool.
6 signatures on it. It's pretty cool. I mean, the
Mhm.
art's totally defaced because of it, but it's still pretty sweet.
Oh, Critters, man!
Next we have Critters.
I've never seen this movie.
Neither have I. Surprisingly, I tried to get George to watch it with me
Really?
earlier, but he was like, "No, we have to watch Beverly Hills Cop instead."
Oh, Beverly Hills Cop. You have to. You
So
know,
I mean,
Critters is a cult classic, and the fun thing people don't know about Critters is Critters was a PG-13 movie. It wasn't an R-rated horror movie.
what?
It's
I did not realize
PG-13.
that.
And it's one of those that you can introduce younger kids to get them kind of started with horror because it's PG-13. Kind of like Poltergeist was PG. I'm like, it's one of those you can introduce to young kids. And it's actually kind of creepy minus, there's not a whole lot of gore because it's PG-13, but it's just crazy. And the creatures are insane. They have their own little voices. And they run around. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, this
I don't
movie
know
used
how
to play. It used to play on like the UHF stations back in the day. I actually remember outright that guy with the hair on the back cover. Like I definitely remember that guy.
Yeah, the crazy guy. And then essentially, yeah, they're critters from space, and they land in this like small town. And these guys are from space.
Oh, and are they like little cocoons or something? And they sprout out of there.
When you see them move, they roll. So they go
Yeah,
into
I've seen
a wall.
it. No,
And
I've
they're
seen
going
it.
really,
I
really
lied.
fast.
Yeah.
And it's really great. This is one of the most. It's a super iconic film from the '80s, and people still love it. And it's got a cast that
and
Dee
like
Wallace was in this.
when they spin, don't they have like pricklies or something?
Yeah, like a hedgehog. But they spin like
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog, essentially. Like that's where they
Yeah.
stole the idea for Sonic the Hedgehog.
I can't. I'm like, this is on my list, on the top of my list to watch. I just feel like I missed out on it because this is an 80s movie and I wasn't born until like the middle of the 90s. And like, I feel like every other millennial, they're like, nah, I haven't seen Critters, but they have seen Gremlins. But like, Critters
Yeah.
is the birth of Gremlins and Ghoulies and like all of that, I feel like. So let's see what else. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
this one,
Gremlins-
should this
Gremlins
have
is always
a.
good, yeah. But Gremlins did come first. Gremlins was like '84. So
Oh, really?
Critters,
Was it before this one?
yeah, Critters kind of played off of Gremlins in a way.
Shit, I can't believe that then. How do I
Even
miss out on it?
Gremlins when Gremlins was first written as like a straight R-rated horror film, and they changed it while
Oh,
they
wow.
were making it into a family film. So
So the
It's-
watermarks on this, what are we looking for? Just back
RCA
RCA?
back.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's tough.
RCA
Really
back, but
tough.
even Critters is so hard to find. If you see any in this box, even if they have a side one, I'd say still buy it because I don't see too many in good shape floating around.
Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you guys too. I don't think we talked to it on this one. It should have HBO canon watermarks on that one.
front and back.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks just like that logo.
Yep.
The watermark.
Okay, and then the Chopping Mall, last on the list, which is
Hey.
this misleading movie. I guess when I saw this,
Killbots.
I thought it was going to be about like a serial killer. I didn't even notice the hand. It's a movie about robots. Who the fuck knew, right?
Killbots, man.
I didn't know until I watched it.
Also, another super, super well-known cult movie, Chopping Mall. I mean, it was done by a director called Jim Wynorski. He wrote and directed it. A lot of people have seen this one because it's, the box art people know. It's one of those ones people rented. And Lightning Video releases, they released a lot of cult horror, and all of it's rare sealed. Mikey has some of these. Don't you, Mikey? Sealed. Mikey's got every copy I've tried to get, so there's Mikey.
Bam! Bam!
So, yeah, there's that. This is a one. I think Chopping Mall is one of those that it's special to people who had it as a kid, like rented it. It doesn't hold up all that well if you've never seen it. It's not that well done, but I still love Chopping Mall. You
See,
know?
I like Chopping Mall because it's got like the nerdy kid in it and the nerdy chick and like everybody else is like crazy 80s sex crazed horror movie teenagers. And then it's got that cute couple. And I like it for that. It's super cute.
And what's funny if you watch Chopping Mall, it all takes place inside of a mall, and it's funny because it's the same mall they used in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. So as you watch that, you could point out stuff from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I didn't
Nice.
know that. Okay,
Also
so
from Commando too. Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger filmed in that mall.
so no watermarks to look for here.
It should have that seal, that security seal at the bottom.
You can find it with Vestron watermarks.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
okay.
Yeah,
Vestron took over Lightning Video, so
didn't the copy that you bought that belonged to the artist have Vestron watermarks?
No, it has this lightning sticker.
The lightning sticker, okay.
and the Lightning sticker are the first ones because
Yeah.
Lightning used security seals, and then when they were bought out by Vestron, they started redistributing them. They used the same Lightning boxes, but you would see the Vestron little watermark on the back. So
I would say that if you can find a sealed copy of this again, it doesn't necessarily matter. If as long as it's got the seal or the watermarks, I feel like people
Either
would be
or.
all in for it. I mean, they pay good money for them open. I actually just added this one to my collection. I'm waiting for it to arrive. I like to have like
what are they?
really
100 bucks,
clean
200
boxes.
bucks?
I only paid like $60 for the one, or $50 I think for the one I got,
Yeah.
and it was super clean, so I
Okay.
was happy with that.
it's a good price. You know, I can price these at a $125 at a convention, and they sell like instantly if I have a clean copy. So.
The only thing with this, if you're buying it open, and some people it doesn't matter, but if I'm not mistaken, there was a convention re-release of this, wasn't there? A convention tape of this?
Well, there's a few convention tapes out there, but they never look just like the boxes. Because convention tapes are basically bootlegs. It's a fancy word for bootleg.
Right.
So
Basically.
back in the '90s, there was convention copies because you couldn't. There wasn't like streaming back then. So a lot of times people would just make their own. You could always tell though the boxes look weird. They're just like on like an old recorded tape. So
Yeah, I would just be leery of that if you're buying this open for a collection. Don't pay $100-$120 for one, thinking it's an original Lightning video and it's actually a convention tape. Just
a lot of ones are like that. Like Frankenhooker's one too that a lot of people have convention copies because it's hard to find.
Yeah, I know that there was another one. Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers was one, and I found one for a really good price. And then when I looked at the pictures, I was like, wow, this looks exactly like the box, but it was a convention tape. But all right, guys, I think that's all I have here for this. Yep, that was it.
Are we just skipping over Transformers the movie?
Listen, there were so many good ones that I wanted to add to this list.
Yeah, but that's a big one to skip.
It was 10. Okay, so what we did skip: Karate Kid 2, Back to School. Let's see what else.
They're big movies.
Cobra.
Legend came out in '86 too.
Pretty in Pink, Short Circuit.
So we're gonna have to do a part 2 in 1986.
Little Shop of Horrors
that's
was that year.
So what you're saying is that we're gonna have to do a part 2.
I think so.
Of 1986.
You
You know what came out in '86 that I love? Golden Child came out in '86.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
The
That's
Money
the
Pit.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Let's see.
Hold
What
on, what was
else.
the
There
next-
were so many.
what
The
el-
Money Pit, Iron
Oh,
Eagle.
Money
I mean,
Pit.
there's so many.
We're spoiling part 2, so we'll get to it. We'll get to
Part 2, The Return.
I really wanted to put Howard the Duck on there.
we'll get
too,
to
but-
we'll
Oh,
get to
Howard
it.
the
We'll
Duck.
get
That's
to
my
it.
movie.
We'll knock those out.
That was
Don't you
impossible.
worry.
Yeah, I
That
mean, we
was
could
tough.
do. We could.
Everybody
Yeah.
out there in YouTube land, don't worry.
Well, and I was thinking, like,
Hard
what year did Fast Times at Ridgemont High come out?
80, right?
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it would be a rainbow wraparound, but
82. So now 82.
82,
So
yeah.
it came out 83 was the first VHS release. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Okay.
the movie itself I think came out in 82, and the VHS was like 8 months later. So it would have been like in 83.
I've just seen it I've seen the wraparound box. I mean, the rainbow box. So I just assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have we-
1986 was a big year for top horror movies too, because I know one of the ones that I took off of here when I was like, I made a list and then I cut it down to 10 was Slaughter High came off of this
Oh.
list.
Hey, you can watch. I mean, I used to do a show, and all we did every week was talk about the year in horror. So we actually have an episode called 1986, The Year in Horror. There's a lot
Yeah.
of horror movies that came out that year.
Tons that like
Okay.
held up over time, even if they did shitty at the box office, which I feel like is typically how it is. With horror movies, if people love it now, it did shitty when
Yeah.
it came out. So
Yeah, and maybe what we can try to do next time is pick one movie per distribution company. So, because really the only reason we were going through these years, and we can talk about this privately, obviously, was to try to give people some indication of like, here's the tape, this is what you're looking for, so that we could sort of educate ourselves. By ourselves, I mean you guys could educate me. How do I know? And
Right.
you know what I mean? And the people that are watching about first release, first box, first watermarks. These are the different kinds of example watermarks. By no stretch of the imagination were we trying to do like a complete listing of all the money films for a particular year, because there are so many.
So many.
No,
and,
this top 10 list is literally just like basically me, because I get very little input from the rest of this group at times. But I just
Sorry.
picked ones that I feel like, okay, are these good tapes to buy long term? Like, this is what I would personally buy, even if it's not something that I've seen if I were trying to flip it. So I'm like, you know what I mean? It's just like a bunch of random putting together.
Can
Right
we
on.
Can we try to talk about Transformers? Do you guys, can you do that off the top of your head? Do you know what the first print, first watermarks, first box looks
I don't
like?
know anything about Transformers myself.
Do you have one, Mikey?
No.
I don't
Yeah,
know anything about
Transformers is
Transformers,
tough.
man. I'm sorry.
I mean, I have one, but it's definitely not the first because it has an added barcode to it. So I know it's not the first. I don't know if I've
All
seen
right.
one without it. I've seen them with live well, not live. Like IVE or watermarks. I don't know.
Yeah, because
I would need to research it. I need to research it.
To TJ Timebomb's credit, he's in the live chat. He mentioned to me, I think before I'd even thought of it, certainly, but before anybody else did, that G.I. Joe, Transformers, like those are just smart.
Okay, so wait a minute.
always
Is
smart,
this what
yeah.
you guys are talking about? Let me
Transformers
share
the
my screen.
movie and G.I. Joe the movie.
Transformers is a lot tougher than
Would this
G.I.
be
Joe,
it?
though. Yeah, that's the one. And the thing is, there's two different boxes. I don't know if that's the first release box either.
Exactly.
Okay, so there's this one in 86, and then there's this one in 85.
That's just for the. That's just like a random
looks like a big
episode
box.
of
Oh,
the.
Yeah.
okay. But
The big box releases.
this is the movie.
Yeah,
That's the
it.
movie.
Okay, we just
I'm
don't know
just
if it's the
saying,
first print.
I don't. So again, whatever came out first, right? Like the first iteration of the cartoon for G.I. Joe and for Transformers may have predated the toys, right? I don't know if did that just, were they cartoons first or toys first? Do you remember?
Toys first.
Toys first.
Yeah,
Toys came
actually,
out, then the cartoons came out.
they started in Japan as they called it something else. Then they brought it to the American audience, and then
That's
they
what
retooled
Transformers,
it, renamed
right?
it. Yep, turned it into Transformers, and then I think you had the toys. It's like the same thing. They came out
And then
around the same
with
time.
G.I. Joe, it was the cartoon and the comics came out at the same time.
I want to say it was the toys first, and then the comics again around the same time.
Yeah,
and then the cartoon was later. It was just like a little bit later. I want to say like around 84, like so about 2 years after. Then there was the cartoon. It was like a mini series, and then in 1985, then another mini series or something to that effect.
yeah. I'm just fascinated by that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's cool to hear. Yeah, I don't know much about, like you said, Transformers and G.I. Joe. The toys and stuff is not my area of expertise. It's just weird horror movies. Outside of that,
All
Yeah, and
tapped out.
I think I'm just interested in sort of like the intersection of toys, comics, and VHS.
yeah.
Right? Like, because the crossover fascinates me much in the same way that the Michael Jordan and the baseball tapes that we talked about, the crossover there. I think it's just going to be interesting.
Mhm.
Anyway, but sorry about belaboring.
Okay,
that whole
so question for you.
Oh, yeah. So this is the best development period, and I couldn't be happier. I think anybody who cares about the hobby should be happy. CGC is the benchmark for graded collectibles. They got a $500 million valuation less than a calendar year ago. They will provide legitimacy to graded VCR tapes in a way that no one else and nothing else can, period.
What do you guys think? You have any thoughts on it? You excited about CGC entering the game?
I'm like, let me get some more tapes first. Shit.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So I was like, well, there it is. No more cheap sealed tapes for me. But I am excited about it, especially because there's like so many people that were just like, "You're collecting sealed VHS tape? That's not that's not a collectible." I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
what now, bitch?
After getting death threats last year for selling sealed VHS, I'm happy to hear it. So yeah,
Right? Why?
that's not
What
even a
is
joke.
that
I did get
about?
death
No,
threats from people.
I get it because I have also received the hatred, and I'm like,
Yep.
I'm just doing my.
Oh yeah,
thing.
they get so mad, and I post this stuff in Facebook groups, and they're like, "You no good motherfucker." I'm like, "Oh
God.
jeez."
Yeah,
I'm
George
sorry,
made the
it's
mistake
okay.
of posting in the Misfits
mean-
group. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Oh God
It's-
bless them.
It's a bad group.
Had people message me on eBay going, "Your family should die. You're wasting the hobby." I'm like, "Oh, cool, thanks."
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
wackos.
I'm like, I
You're
sell
ruining
used
the
ones too.
you're
Dude.
ruining the hobby, even though you can still buy the open ones. Just so
I had people yell at me like, "You don't know anything about VHS. We're real collectors." I'm like, "I've been doing this since 2001, so I think I am. We're okay."
Before 9/11, Charles was involved
I'm
heavily.
like,
in the
I was
market.
doing this when there were still VHSs at Best Buy to go buy, so it's okay.
Yeah, I get that too. People are like, "Oh, I've been collecting VHS longer than you've been alive," and I'm like, "Sorry, I haven't been alive as long as you." Like, what do you want me to say?
Sorry. I'm sorry people like rare, like seal, finite media that doesn't exist and they want to share shit. Sorry about that.
Right. Fuck 'em.
Well, guys, sincerely, and I guess this is a good opportunity. My greatest hope was that Hollywood would get interested in this hobby. Film buffs, film lovers would get interested in this hobby, and I've seen John Leguizamo, Dane Cook, so far just post sealed tapes on their Instagram pages, and that little like whatever sprinkle of goodness, magic fairy dust, plus CGC, lights out.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
man.
cool.
This is what we need. I mean, you have to think this stuff is 40, 45, 50, almost 50 years old now. I mean, we're going 40 years. We're going deep. And it's the fact that it's sealed after 40 years. These should be in a museum. People shouldn't be opening this or throwing it in a corner. They should be graded, put up in a museum, and cherished, not just forgot about. It's all
Carter,
part of
what did
history.
Carter, what did I say to you about the explosive growth in the comic market? That it was the interrelationship between celebrity and collectibles that caused just an explosion in the price. I mean, people are not spending 4 times what they used to on an AF-15 suddenly for any other reason than the fucking Tom Holland movie. And I'm sorry if that causes some of you guys like, I really like my funny books, to cry on the inside. I don't fucking care. It's just the truth of it. The Avengers movies caused comic books to explode in price. And the reason why is because movies are magic, man. They really are. Listening to people talk about them, I've been enjoying, not to take us off topic, as somebody who loves movies, I've been enjoying the show on Paramount Plus about the making of The Godfather. And listening to the main star in there talk about the experience that people had going to the movies with family members, maybe with like an old school dad who never showed emotion until he was in a movie theater, or a grandmother that, you never saw show emotion, who wept when she watched a certain film. It changes people. And I think, being able to capture those experiences with these tapes and share our experience about movies that were important to us is way more than a money grab. I mean, it's something beautiful. And it's why, and it did the same thing. Like the movies did the same thing for comics, right? It reinvigorated people's love for Spider-Man or the X-Men or whatever. But I'll get off my soapbox.
Man, I agree with you. I mean, I grew up with movies, and that's kind of my whole thing. I've not only do VHS, but I've been working in the horror community through film and everything like that for 15, 20 years. So, when I hear people say that, oh, you're just trying to make money off these sealed tapes, I'm like, no, this stuff is important to me. Sealed VHS was so important to me that before everybody wanted to grade VHS, before this was a thing, I was hiding all of my sealed tapes because people like to try to buy them and open them, and I was literally hiding them in storage.
Carter, how many copies of a comic book have you ever seen me not sell? Anything I ever hold on to?
I specifically hear you say none of these comics mean that much to me. You say that outright.
Right. How many tapes have you seen me sell? Not a motherfucking one.
Big old goose egg.
Yeah.
I mean, before the graded thing, guys, I sold used tapes, but there wasn't a market for new tapes. So, like, occasionally somebody would be like, oh, here's like example of like first release Nightmare on Elm Street media. I sold those ones to somebody. They opened it up and they were mad because it was molded and they threw it away. So, like,
oh God,
this is stuff that people used to do, and this is back when that was a $300 tape, and that was a lot of money then. Nowadays, if you got a sealed first print of Nightmare, what would that go for, Mikey? Like,
oh jeez,
30.
I don't know.
More?
Dude.
You think more?
I mean, it could, but I couldn't. I mean, I've seen one beta. I don't even know if I've seen a VHS.
What did he pay for that? I think he got a steal. I think he paid $7,500.
No, that's not the first release technically.
Oh,
it's the first release box, but it's got a $20 price sticker on it, and he paid $6,000 for it. I
So
think.
if you guys in the chat have questions, this would be the time to ask them. And I'm going to ask you guys: do you have any pickups that you want to show us from this past week?
I got something.
All right, let me see.
Listen, I don't have any because if everybody doesn't know, I moved to Mexico and I haven't bought a tape in months, and I'm ready to buy
glad
a
you're
tape.
back. So glad you're back, Charles.
Yeah, so I actually have something set up with people where I'm able to buy things and they're going to be shipped to various places away from me. So
look, Danny's here too.
Hey! Hopefully, I'm able to stay on. I have not been able. I keep going in, going out. I'm still not set up, so I'm trying a different spot here. Maybe this works out. I don't know. We'll see. But did I miss anything, guys?
Oh, we're just doing pickups now.
Where's Mikey now?
I'll tell you what.
Happy you're here. We're just happy you're here.
Oh, Mike, it's so good to see you guys. Look at you guys. Huh?
All right.
What you got, Carter?
Okay, so we have Beta Wired to Kill.
That's a cool
Wired
cover.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna look.
Lightning video. Love that.
Lightning video. Does it have the cool little
has a
watermarks
security
on the back?
seal?
I don't think it has the watermarks on it, but
It doesn't have watermarks? Okay.
Doesn't need to.
Doesn't need to.
It's
You just
got
need
a
that
seam,
sticker on the
right?
bottom to say lightning, and then you're good.
Has a
Okay,
sticker.
Okay, got it. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. That's early enough because it's got that sticker at the bottom. Yeah.
Okay, we're
And
good.
it's your
Okay.
beta, so you got cardboard in there to hold the beta up. Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, dude, that's nice.
A little bit of styrofoam,
Styrofoam,
completely
yeah.
sealed. I got this for I think I got this for $70.
Oh, goodbye. Yeah, that's right. The beta, they use the same VHS box, and they put the styrofoam at the bottom to hold the tape in.
Yes,
And
That's
it's
a
good.
nice one, dude.
all
Now,
right.
it does have a seam, right? I can't tell from the glare. It does have it.
The seam is right
along the back. Look on the back. It should have a seam, but it's got that sticker at the bottom, and that's yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, but here's the seam right there.
Go, turn it to the back. The back. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it may not need a seam because
No.
it's got that. Yeah.
Most of the betas, a lot of the betas had it on the bottom because they stuffed that styrofoam in it and then they sealed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that looks good.
That
looks good.
Yeah.
And I think most lightning video. I mean, that lightning video is hard to come by just because
Any
they
of them
weren't around.
sealed or
Does it have a vent hole in the front too?
I don't know. It doesn't. It doesn't.
no, it
No
should have
holes
one
at all.
somewhere on it. Maybe
has
that
no
one's
vent
hiding.
No holes at all on
I
this.
have seen lightning video watermarks. I have to look. I have got one somewhere. And
Really?
What?
I have,
we thought there
yes.
was only Vestron on lightning video.
no, but
I have one I'll grab in a second.
This could
I have
actually
one I'll
be
grab in a
earlier
second and show
before they
y'all.
put watermarks on them because
Okay,
it
so-
could be one of those.
Okay,
But I
so,
do have a lightning video with watermarks on it. A VHS.
Wow.
It's fucking dope.
so
Like
86.
but it could be. But guys, it could be later. It's sort of like the way Vestron did it early on. They didn't have watermarks.
Yeah.
All they had was that silver security
Sticker.
sticker at the bottom, and then they switched. They killed that, and then they went to the watermarks.
Yeah, because I've got about 30 lightning video sealed ones, and none of them have watermarks. They're all
They don't have watermarks.
Yeah,
That's
they're all the security tag ones.
Oh, okay, yeah, they probably shouldn't then, because I don't know if the one I have to look for mine. I think mine may not have that security at the bottom. So
I have
maybe that's when they did the switch.
You got anything else for us, Carter?
Yeah, I got Kickboxer
Oh, that's
Van
nice.
Damme,
with
Oh, nice
the
HBO watermarks on those.
Jean-Claude.
with the only reason why I bought it is because it had the watermarks on it.
Bruh.
Cool.
Wicked.
Those are gorgeous.
I know, right?
And those come off really easily, so they're hard to find in good shape. Those HBO
That's
video
really
ones,
nice.
they're off.
Yeah.
And we do love Van Damme.
Oh hell yeah! I was happy to find this one. Like
That's a great
just
one to
like
have.
any like late 80s Van Damme movie like this.
Yeah.
Still sealed up.
I
Hell
think
yeah.
there's going to be a market for Seagal and Van Damme that will
People
sprout out
love
of this.
even open tapes. Like people love them. They
Yep.
love John.
All
Yeah,
the action
yeah,
tapes
Van
are
Damme,
such
yeah,
good
yeah.
sellers. I mean,
I've got
I always
a lot of
put a
Van
lot of
Damme.
those out. People love them. They're good to
Mhm.
watch.
And last but not least, for whatever reason, this thing is
Oh,
heavy.
dude.
Oh, the
thing
Sugar
is-
Hill,
Freaking
Yeah.
heavy.
the Snipes version, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it's
Promo.
promo.
There you
and
go,
it's
dude.
got the
Woo!
watermarks on the back. This is like
And-
this is like $10.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
That's a good
No
buy.
brainer.
That's a
Good
good
job.
buy, yeah.
What
I
year?
thought,
What
alright.
year is that? What year is that? That's got to be early '90s, right?
Yeah, 94.
94.
yeah.
And I
90s.
think that one's heavy because I think that's the year they were putting little catalogs in there from the video dealer. So I think there's like a little catalog in there that said how to order some or something on some of those.
No
I got a few
shit.
that were open that had those.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
So,
nice, dude.
Yeah, so these are my pickups. The Kickboxer was like $24.
Oh, good buy. Good
Wow,
buy.
yeah.
Hey,
Excellent
I'm a
buy.
bargain shopper. You know
Yeah.
how
Me
we
too.
do.
I'm
Hey, you're
here
with
for
me.
it.
I'm bargain all the way. It's good. Do it.
Where did Mikey go? What happened to Mikey?
He
Oh, he's
quit.
still here.
I'm here. I'm searching.
I can't see you, Mikey. Is it just me that can't see you, or
No, he's
I
just
think
I
I
can
can
see
see
you
now.
now.
Okay,
Right.
so
what are you searching for in that video store back there, Mikey?
But,
Mikey's got a
lightning video watermark.
TJ wants to know what box of watermarks he's looking for at Weekend at Bernie's. I'm
Live on the
pretty
side.
sure. I think it's IVE.
Ivy. I got one here. A good one.
Yeah, I think this is what you're looking for here. It's IVE. It's got the
Oh.
IVE or the live watermarks on the side. Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe they are live.
Right.
Little
Weekend at
triangle
Bernie's.
watermarks.
Yeah, you want to look
Yeah.
for
The one
live
that you want to avoid is Avid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
IVE
It has like a
and
purple Avid thing up on the top. You don't want that one. This
Yeah.
one I think is the one you're looking for.
That was on my short list of like tapes immediately I needed to buy.
those are kind of weird companies because like Live, Avid, all those were all kind of the same company, and they kind of like how Nelson and Embassy were. They just kind of like threw their stuff kind of together every now and then. They're like, here we go.
Mikey,
We're
what'd you
releasing
pick up,
those.
homie?
Well, first back to the lightning video. This is something I got a while ago, but this is Mutant Hunt.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
And if you look on the back, I mean, there's no sticker because
Let me tell you this.
Oh,
You're
that's
right.
cool.
You're right. This is something weird. I now you said this, it's clicked in my head. The Wizard Video ones. That when Lightning bought Wizard Video, they used some of those Wizard Video boxes, and that would make sense if they were already done and they just stamped their seal on them. That would totally make sense.
well, yeah. Also, the Wizard videos, they have lightning stickers on them.
The later ones did, because at first Wizard was owned by Charles
Yeah.
Band again, and then he sold it to them. So I think you have. It's a weird thing where they kept releasing, and I think the very first releases they did of some titles didn't have anyone whatsoever. And then when they were purchased by Lightning, they kept releasing them, and now they had the Lightning tags on them.
Yeah, I wish there's no date on this, or else I'd
They're
a
So
little more
Wizard
information.
was bought by Lightning, and then Lightning became Vestron.
I think so.
Hmm.
essentially
Okay.
that's what happened. A lot of distro deals kind of all rolled together. That's a cool tape, though, Mikey. I mean, actually,
That
in
is a
finding
cool
one of
tape,
those
Mikey.
Wizards is so hard, Mikey, because most of them are the bigger ones too, and those are hard. Those are really cool find.
No,
That
yeah,
is a
I
cool
bought that from somebody who is in charge of distribution for Vestron.
Wow,
nice.
that's cool.
So
That's
that's a cool
really
one.
cool.
That's a cool one. Now, things I got recently. These are fucking insane. So, boom.
Oh, dude.
Oh, dude, that's incredible, Mikey.
So first release, Young Frankenstein. This thing
Magnetic
is-
Video,
What?
MVC.
Yeah, magnetic video. I
Volvo
don't know.
Key?
Might be the only one.
It might be.
That's
I
the
mean,
fucking
that's
most amazing thing I've ever seen.
40 years
That
old,
is
man. That's 40
amazing.
years old now. So
When people
Yeah,
think
yeah,
of Gene
$70
Wilder,
price sticker right here.
I feel
This
like
thing is insane.
there's so many different films you could pull up, especially being like Willy Wonka. You know, this is what I think of.
yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you. It's such
That's
a
it.
great
That's a
movie.
great one.
Dude, wow.
Yeah, this one
That is
I'm
great.
stoked about it. I haven't been this happy to get a tape in a long time, and I've gotten a ton of cool ones this week, and this one, it's up there. It's up there with with one other that kind of ties it.
You have some cool ones, Mikey.
I got a couple neat ones this week, and then this is one that I personally love. I've never seen another one of these.
Oh, the big box.
Oh,
one.
Oh,
Pink
that's
Floyd,
beautiful.
yeah, wicked.
Uh-huh.
That's
So this is the
Jesus
first
Christ.
American release. There's a UK release that came out in '82, but I don't know how to tell if that one's sealed. I actually have it too. But I don't know if it's a real seal or not. This one is a real seal. This is the 83 American one with the sticker and all that good stuff.
That's a
That's
nice
fucking
one. dude.
killer.
Cool find, man.
And I'm a
Any of
huge
those
Pink
boxes
Floyd
are
fan,
hard.
so boom.
Yeah. Any
So,
Nice.
big
any of those
issues.
MGM big boxes are hard to find, and especially that Pink Floyd The Wall. That's a cool find.
I've never seen another.
I've never seen one either, Mikey. That's a cool find.
Mm-hmm. That is my.
Yeah, and the guy who I bought it from just found it on a website for like $50. I
Oh,
paid him a
Jesus.
lot more than that. I paid him a lot more.
Wow. Well done, sir.
Anybody else got any pickups they want to show
Anything
off?
else, Mike?
Yeah. I bought the crap. All right. So I got this one, which is I don't know. I just thought it was neat.
Grandpa's
Grandpa's
Monster Movies.
Monster
Love it.
Movies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Wait, is that the guy from the Munsters on the front?
Yeah.
It's from 1985. I paid
It
like
was one of
nothing
those
for it.
compilation videos, wasn't it?
Yeah, or 1989. I paid like nothing for it. Yeah. I was
It's a
pretty
cool one to
excited.
have. They're fun.
Where'd you
Yeah,
Where'd
but-
you get that, Nico? Where'd you get it?
It's like just eBay nonsense.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Speaking of eBay nonsense, so Pablo's a genius. I just randomly described this movie that I liked as a child. He's like, that's actually a cult classic. There's a Betamax copy available right now. I was like, what? He knew the name of it, the whole nine. Fucking freaked me the fuck out. So I promptly went and bought it.
Oh, Gymkhana.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I literally just
Yeah,
described him like going
Gymkhana.
through like the town with it's like the gauntlet or whatever, and he's got to like fight all the
Right.
people. He's like, oh, Gymkhana. I'm like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he knew it right off the top of his head.
That's the
big fucking brain on Pablo, dude. Big old
the
brain.
beta release that is cool because it's similar to like the box Mikey had, but the beta releases were ever so slightly smaller. So they're a lot of fun. They're just little mini boxes.
Yeah, and it's so it's a little bit bigger than a VHS.
Yeah. And there's a lot of really random titles they brought. Like I have one that's called The Great Skycopter Massacre. I don't even know what it's about. The box just looked cool. I'm like, I don't know what this is.
I like it because Gymkhana looks like a video game.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
It
true.
does,
Yeah.
you're right.
Dude, I thought it was like when I was a little kid, it was like Ninja Gaiden. I always thought that they made that after Gymkhana. So anyway, I got this one. This is important to me and maybe me only.
Oh, Justice for All.
No, that's incredible, dude. I love that. How can you not
Love
like
the
that?
sticker on the front too.
Yeah, when
It's beautiful. It's
when I
got
was
the back
younger,
Columbia watermarks on the back. Let's see.
Yeah,
that.
I mean, that's
Let's
a-
see it a
that's
little
a-
more, Nico. Keep
that's a movie. So it's
Let's
got a
see
little
it.
Yeah,
little
occupy
side
them. I'm gonna go
action.
grab my
Oh,
stuff.
the side one.
show it off.
Yeah, got a
Nice.
little side action,
Waterfall in the
Beautiful
back.
piece.
and then
Yes.
Waterfall.
Damn.
yeah. So
So it's a whiteout.
yeah, sincerely, when I was younger, like that's what I wanted to be. Right? I was like, I'm gonna be a lawyer, and
That's
I'm
an
gonna be like
incredible.
Al
That's an
Pacino.
incredible film too. That's an incredible film. Al Pacino.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
had I've had both of those judges in my life before.
Oh my god.
The one that was suicidal and the one that was homicidal.
Yeah.
And then I picked up the Stand By Me, which is in fact a beta, which I know some people don't like nearly as much.
That's
That's
nice.
still sweet. It's still
Yeah,
Who
that's
doesn't
cool
love
look.
Stand By Me, dude? That's
I'm
beautiful.
a beta lover, and that's
Yeah,
I
me
love
too.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Stand
think
By Me. That's a first print Stand By Me. That's nice.
Okay, now,
So-
hey, George, you mentioned the vent holes. Is that a
so. I'm trying to see if I can get
what
one.
is that about?
Here, there's one on the Stand By Me.
Yeah, let's focus on the vent holes. Let's see those.
Oh, did I lie? Nope, I lied. Try to find one that's got one. The
Not all
vowels
of them
are
have
just.
them, by the way.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a
Do you
tape
have
that
an
has.
MC? Do you have an MCA? Do you have an MCA with you? MCAs usually have them. Early MCAs.
Yeah,
you're looking for what, a vent hole?
yeah. Let me see
Yeah.
if I got. We're sort of stuck on me for the time being. Oh no, Juke's back.
Yeah, so what's up with those because I'm thinking because when I see them I'm just like, oh, that's a defect. No, thank you. So
Mikey,
You
do
gotta
you have any
tell the
with vent
difference.
holes? Show us. Mikey,
RCA?
vent holes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
vent holes were used by the larger companies. I mean, vent holes were basically used to keep condensation out of a lot of the tapes and reps.
Yeah, like on my Ghostbusters.
Yeah, because
Vent
you got
holes
to
right
think.
there.
So, and as you went later on, some of the shrink wrap. So shrink wrap actually changed a little bit in the 90s, early 2000s, where it was more breathable. So you didn't see as many with
There
vent
you go.
holes because the shrink wrap was ventable at that time. Early
That's-
80s though, 90s, early 90s and 80s was a straight wrap. So sometimes if they didn't have vent holes, like some of these smaller releases, it would get condensation in the box, and then you would see like a little bit of bubble, some condensation because there's nowhere for it to let that pressure out from the tape.
Beautiful.
Right.
Yeah, but some people don't understand that they're vent holes. They think they're holes in the plastic, and you know.
It should be a perfect circle, very small, perfect circle almost. If they look bigger, that means somebody's been playing around with it or it's been warped or something. It should look like a hole punch, essentially, is what you're kind of looking for, just like on the plastic, though. Just nice in there.
Juke, what'd you get?
Okay, let's see. Okay, so this one I just noticed. I was excited about it, and I don't care because this is just for me. Powerpuff Girls. Very excited about it. It's gonna go on the shelf, but it is Warner Brothers, and I don't see any watermarks on it, so I'm thinking maybe it's a reseal. The plastic feels really good though, so that's surprising.
Just not have gotten them,
or maybe it just wore off.
What year is that?
What year is that,
Powerpuff
Jude?
Girls? Oh, it's got to be like 2003, 2002.
Oh yeah, so maybe it shouldn't have watermarks. Maybe
Yeah, it
It's going on the shelf regardless. So okay.
It's on the shelf. Mm-hmm.
Another Tim Burton favorite. I absolutely
Let's
love.
go.
Nice Edward.
Edward Scissorhands
Beautiful.
has the blue Fox Video watermarks. I don't know if they've. I feel like this is the only watermarks they have on these tapes. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I
if it's
have one
early
that
night.
doesn't.
If it's early, that's an early '90s tape. It should have exactly.
Hold on.
what
What do you? Which one do you have, Mikey?
I have Edward Scissorhands with the other watermarks.
Oh, which
Wow.
one, Mike? Wait.
I have it with
you know
the
what?
blue CBS Fox.
Of
Wow.
course you do.
So wait,
That's
yours
the only
aren't
one
blue
I've ever
CBS
seen.
Fox?
It's the only one I've ever seen. Also, there's another box for Edward Scissorhands. Yours is the second box. There's one on the side. It'll say CBS Fox.
Oh my!
So, but that one always has the same watermarks that yours has because it's a 91 tape. I
So
for
wait,
some reason
Wow.
found one that has the CBS Fox on the back in blue.
Well,
I
That's
also have a
crazy.
demo
Mikey.
tape
Where's your special?
which
I'm
has
I'm
CBS
still
Fox in it.
pumped about it though because
We
Edward
should
Mike,
make Edward
Scissorhands.
Scissorhands. And
deep in
Johnny
my
and
heart.
Johnny Depp's
Your
officially
copy
cool
out?
again. So,
Mike,
He was
can you
never
pull your
not
copy
cool
out?
to me.
well, it's me too. But that's
Yeah,
because I
can we-
didn't
can
actually
we-
hear anything about that story.
Can we not just race through all of this? Can we please go back and talk about the difference between the first and the
Yeah.
second?
Mikey, can you pull your copy out? Can we compare the two? Because I can't really see her copy. I just saw.
Yeah,
the
let me think where it is real quick.
parts on the back. I didn't
And then
actually.
if you
see them.
look at the side
Yeah,
of hers
that's-
too, it'll
yeah,
say
there we
Fox
go.
Video.
So,
So on the
can
side
see
of
the
yours,
difference
you'll see
between the
Fox
two.
Video on the top. See that top portion? That's identifying it as a later box because that's what CBS Fox turned into as a company after 90-ish when they were retooling all their stuff. They became, CBS. They became Fox Video. So
Hmm.
I'm really excited about this one. I love it. I love
It's a
Johnny
good
Depp.
copy,
I
though.
love Tim Burton. Yeah,
It's a great movie for sure.
it's really
Yeah.
clean too.
I just watched it
Yeah.
again recently.
And
It's an
Winona
easy
Ryder.
watch.
After Stranger Things, I found a real love for Winona Ryder too. So.
Oh, I always loved her in Beetlejuice. Don't
Yeah,
accept
she-
Beetlejuice
Oh
so
yeah,
early.
Beetlejuice. I'm looking for a crispy clean Beetlejuice to add to my collection. I'm like, this is where I'm at with Tim Burton shit. I need it all.
Yeah,
Let's see if Mikey can find his copy. But
She's
yeah, I was happy with it.
Mikey had to take the elevator down to the vault. Probably. He's like,
This
"Hold
one,
on."
it just took me a while to find one because all the sealed ones that I can find have the anniversary edition, like this gray bar
Yeah.
on the top of it.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I was
got
glad
it.
to find one that
Can
didn't
you,
have
can you
that.
put that close to the camera, Juke, so I can see it? Like,
Yeah.
put it up close again.
I know it won't focus
Got it.
on
Okay,
it.
I
don't
see it.
think.
Okay,
Oh, there we go.
it's hard to see. Yeah, it's still hard to see, but yeah,
Yeah, it's a good
happy.
later release. It's a beautiful shape.
yeah.
Looks good.
It looks great though. It looks great.
Yeah, there was some point, and I've don't even want to talk about it, the Johnny Depp trial and all that. But he was talking about the making of Edward Scissorhands, and it just made me like it even more because he's like, "Oh yeah, it's my inspiration from like a baby because it's so innocent." I'm like, "Okay, I love you." All right, while Mikey looks for his other Edward Scissorhands, this was the other thing I was really excited about.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, I'm so pumped.
Shaun of the
Killer.
Dead.
Oh, nice screener.
That's the promo.
Yep. Very, very excited about it.
Oh yeah, good. Nice little real watermark on the back.
Okay, so what's up with those real watermarks?
I know people hate them. I don't know why.
It's a later watermark. I mean, it's like a later watermark that was used by the companies.
So it's basically like every company had used that real watermark.
Here we go.
Towards the end, I can't remember the name of that company, but there was a company towards the end that since VHS wasn't as much of a pull when you get to early 2000s and above, there was one company doing a lot of packaging for a lot of different companies, so they had the same real watermark on the back.
Fucking finally an explanation. Jesus Christ. I've heard so many different things.
Yeah. Because a lot of companies stopped doing their own manufacturing at this point. They were actually shipping to where, well, especially when DVD was getting bigger, the same places were just doing it for multiple companies. So they
Okay,
would just
wait. So say
do
that
their-
again. They use the real.
It's just it was a distributor was doing it for multiple
Yeah.
companies at the end of VHS.
And it was a no-name distributor, so it was somebody who was doing it and sealing them for a lot of companies, and then they used that real watermark. So that's why you see it on MCA ones and other
Wow.
ones too.
Thank you, Charles.
Sweet fucking Jesus.
All right,
It's a
Mikey, let's
Walmart
get it.
tape. It's only a screener tape. I've heard so many dumb explanations.
No,
Thank you,
yeah, it
Charles.
was just one company, and it was cheaper for them just to do it all through. So yeah,
Word. Good
Okay.
stuff.
So difference between your box and my box,
CBS Fox.
right there.
my
Wow.
God.
So that's what makes this one a little bit better.
Mikey, I've seen the CBS Fox, Mikey, but never one with a watermark of CBS Fox.
And
So
then, boom.
that's insane.
Wow.
And then it has
Wow.
2 stickers. I've never seen 2 stickers before. But
I'm
neat.
pretty salty. I'm jealous. I am.
There was probably 6 inches of wrap left, and they're like, just use that wrap, and we'll change it over. They're like, all right.
But then additionally, I have this. I've got
Oh,
the
the
preview.
preview.
Oh, that's
wow,
cool.
dude.
And the preview also has the CBS Fox. It's harder to see on there.
Wow.
That's beautiful, though.
Wee.
Yeah, this thing,
Yep.
that thing that's a cool box.
One of my faves for sure.
And I'm gonna tell you, any preview cassette of CBS Fox is impossible to find. They're really difficult on some.
Where'd
of
you
the
find
bigger
those,
movies.
Mikey? Did you get them on
I
eBay
bought
or?
that from Colt VHS. This one I just bought randomly on eBay.
Dude,
Oh,
Colt
okay.
VHS has got just such good stuff. We really should do our best to try to get either the husband or wife to pop on and talk with us for a little
Well,
bit.
I'd love to get them on. The thing is, they are kind of reclusives in that kind of sense. Like, they are the funniest people, but they do not like getting on camera. He actually has an Instagram account, and it literally says, like, don't follow me. I'm just here to stalk you. And, like, I'm just-
All right.
Yeah, I don't know much about them either. I know, I started selling around the same time they were selling, and there was a point where I communicated with them a little bit via email, like we were going to try to do some stuff. And I just never heard from them again. That's been like a year, so I don't know. It's like
they're huge in the comic book community. That's actually how they have all their money, is because they sell comic books. They're like the best restorers in the game. They make an AF-15 that's a 1.0 into a 9.8. They do insane work. All those CBCS books of major keys that are in super high grade, those are all done by them, or majority of those.
Yeah, so you just reminded me, next Sunday, we're going to try to spend some time to talk about fake watermarks, reseals, the whole nine. One of the many reasons why I'm so excited about CGC is because they do such a good job of spotting restoration and authenticating the validity of comics. I mean, it's not unheard of for people to pulp paper and reprint pages and do all kinds of things. I mean, Color Touch can be more sophisticated than an asshole with a black magic marker. Similarly, in this hobby, people are already worried about the guns that make watermarks and how to tell. So there are ways, and we've got people who are in the know, and hopefully they're going to come and share what they do know.
I'm interested in what they do. I saw, like you mentioned, they had listed stuff about needing graders, and I'm interested in what they're referring to when they're talking about restoration, because there's not much of a restoration on a sealed VHS tape that can happen or would affect the value at all. So I don't understand. That's kind of a thing.
Yeah, like, when are you going to hold a hairdryer next to it?
Yeah.
Tighten the seal up? Like what?
No, they're talking about fake watermarks, fake plastic.
Well, I mean, as far as restoration,
reseals.
I know, but their actual thing listed somebody who can identify restoration VHSs, and I'm like,
so when they say restoration, that's what they mean. So, like for
their
comics, for example,
their books are advertised as restored. They're not doing anything weird like that.
Right, but I mean CGC. So for comics, when they don't count pressing comic books as restoration, right?
Correct.
It's a strange sort of use of or turn of phrase for people who aren't familiar with this in the hobby, right? But restoration in comics was very, very common for a long time. People trimmed pages. They did color touch. I mean, for
It's a hobby.
decades.
Yeah.
It was advertised, and it
Makes
wasn't
sense.
frowned upon.
Or people just didn't care.
VHS
Yeah,
would
people-
just be somebody like, really, your only restoration on a seal tape would be somebody who adjusts and makes a seal better. I mean, that's going to be your restoration.
So they,
But that's
they
not
wouldn't-
restoration.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be restoration.
So
To me, that's not restoration
No,
either. So
yeah, and they're not going to count
Preservation.
that as restoration.
It's adding,
They're talking about adding
it's adding
and subtracting.
watermarks. It's adding fake watermarks to it, basically.
Oh, so you're talking about somebody trying to fake it, not restoring it. They're like,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
right.
say
And
that's
literally
trying to add
restoration.
watermarks. Adding watermarks, created watermarks that they created, and they're just adding it. Yeah, they're putting them on the tape.
oh, totally makes sense. I guess
Yeah.
that would apply too if you had somebody who had a real one and tried to make their own watermark to make it look better. So
Yeah.
that would be interesting. So okay.
Yeah,
But I mean, to really make a perfect watermark, as Danny and I have gone over before, it is like
No.
good luck. I mean, you could probably fool somebody on eBay, but you're not fooling anybody. You're not fooling a great.
Yeah. I would love somebody to give me about 30 tapes in front of me and to try to tell me that there's some of them are sealed. I'll bet you I'll find every single one of them that they did one. So
What do you guys think about this? I know people ask me all the time how I store my tapes. I don't use this plastic
I
sleeves.
fucking hate them.
I hate
and
them
when
too.
when people send them to me, I'm like,
Yeah,
I gotta get
throw
this
away.
thing the fuck out of here before
those
it
things look
causes
rough.
damage.
Yeah, I feel like when I take them out, when people mail them to me, I'm always worried that like an edge of it's just gonna like
Oh,
rip the plastic. I just
jeez.
stay
Are you
away
talking
from
about
it.
those hard cases? Honestly, I store every single one of my tapes in those cases. They're all climate controlled in those tapes.
Yeah, it's just
Um,
For
Part
the,
of
time,
it, I
for
guess.
the time being, they're in comic
Right.
book bags.
I don't know, but I'm going to tell you, you have to find the right ones. There is a company
Right,
called
absolutely.
Retro Protection.
Mm.
I only use Retro Protection's hard VHS acrylics. They fit sealed 100% perfectly. There's no pushing. There's no pulling. There's no problem
All
with
right.
sticking.
Yeah,
I have
there we
over
go.
4,000 tapes sealed in their boxes right now. So I'm going to tell you that.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, that's
Good
strong.
info
Yeah.
there.
What's
I've
yeah,
spent an
hell yeah. Can you say
astronomical
that one more
fortune
time?
on VHS protection boxes, and I have a lot of theirs, and all mine are stored in them. So
Can you say the
hey,
name of the
can you-
company
can
one
you
more
send
time?
us a link and can we like attach
Yeah.
it to this video?
yeah, it's Retro Protection, and they also make game ones too. But I'll send a link to
Cool.
it. I only
Cool
use
stuff.
theirs.
Most of the ones I get when the people ship them to me, they're either the wrong size or they're either too
Yeah.
big or they're too small, and it's
Yeah,
I
and
don't
the
like
other thing
keeping
is
it in
I don't like the fucking inner lip. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Is
want
this
the
it,
fucking
Charles?
lip in there.
So Retro Protection, yeah. So they make ones. Theirs fit perfectly because I even talked to the guy, and theirs are made to fit sealed too. So they do sell VHS. You got to get them. Sometimes he sells out of them, but I've probably bought 4,000 or 5,000 of those from him directly.
Yeah, see, I like these lips on the outside too.
Those looks
If I
like-
have one that
Those look like
fits.
they will slice the shit out of your plastic, though.
Yep.
If you put it in wrong.
His are good, and what I like about his is like some of those you get in, you have to like fold them and put them in, make them look good. His you literally they just open right up, it goes in, and the tape fits in there fine. I have so many stored. That's how they're all stored.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'll be interested in that. I really.
You
will.
always
Thank
have to
for
be
the tip.
careful. I mean, don't just be like, look, I got a sealed tape and like rip it out. Always be like careful. But I've never had an issue. I mean, I've sold thousands in his, and I've sold and I've sorted them. I've never had an issue. The only issues I've ever had is stuff that I was dumb with, not paying attention to what I was doing.
All right, guys. Well, we're at the 2-hour mark.
Oh shit! It's late.
Whoa.
So, do you
Time for
have
bed.
any closing thoughts here?
Yeah, will you guys in the comments of the video let us know what we're doing right? Share the video with other people who may be interested in the emerging hobby, and we appreciate you all being here.
Yeah, let us know if you want to see us do a 1986 part 2 or if you just want us to move on to 87. What kind of criteria you're looking for in these lists? I mean, all the feedback is helpful for me because I make all the slides. So, guys, let me know what I need to look for here.
And another collector just sent me a link for another good box company, box protector.
Okay,
thing.
we'll make sure we
I'll
have
send that
Dino
to us, too.
put it in our.
I'd like to know that one too, because honestly, I've tried 17 different companies and I've sold probably 140,000 tapes, and I only use Retro Protection. So.
Cool.
All right, guys.
We'll
We'll
talk
see you
about
next week.
Nice.